I fell off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro, that shit fucking
I
gay.
used to I used to be deep in it, but it's
I'm getting
like
to that point. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, I already
yeah,
told you what I thought about wrestling. Ever since they took it out of my oh fuck, I deleted the wrong fucking shit. Ever since they took it off like your local little news channel thingy, I
Yeah, they took it off the fucking CS or CW and Fox network and
yeah,
all that shit. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, well, where am I gonna watch it? Fuck it. Well, they lost somebody. I loved it. I love the drama in wrestling more than the fighting. I
Yeah,
just thought the
I agree.
fighting was like the icing on the cake. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
now it's so fucking like Hollywood and shit. Like they want to just throw fucking ads like the Super Bowl does, and it's just there's more fucking ads than there's actual shit going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just sharing this shit out. Give me a second.
It's like, hey, we got a 30-minute episode, but 20 minutes of that's gonna be fucking ads.
Oh fuck.
yeah, nah. I don't know. If I watch a scrap these days, I want to see a scrap.
Yeah, I'll watch bums fight on the street.
Yeah, I watch like the bare knuckle. I recently I take that back. I'm not off all the way off wrestling. I recently started checking out that the RAF. You seen that?
I'm not.
Well, it's like more Olympic style, like wrestling.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been pretty legit. I've been like checking in on that here and there.
More of that
They
mat
had
wrestling.
they had your boy from the UFC, one of the Dagestan boys. I forget his fucking name, but he became super popular over like the last few months. I have to
I have
look
zero
it up.
idea.
Yeah, I have to send you a picture. Like if I send you a picture, I feel like you'll know who I'm talking about.
You said Dagerstan?
Yeah, you know one of the Dagestan boys, like Khabib, his whole camp. I guess you might not know if you don't watch UFC.
No, no, I don't.
Yeah, well, fuck me then.
Yeah, fuck you. Nobody watched UFC. I actually have a good friend of mine. He's a
I
coach in the
bet you do.
UFC.
I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do.
he
But yeah, you don't get no ticket. I ain't never seen you courtside. I mean, I ain't never seen you cage side over there at the UFC matches. What's
Also,
going on? I thought that was your boy.
he is. I just don't like to go. I mean, he invited me a couple times when my sister lived in Vegas, but
That's right. They did move. They do stuff, a lot of stuff in Vegas.
mhm. I mean, he's from here where I'm from. He used to coach Anthony. I don't know if you ever heard Anthony Pettis. He was hot for like fucking two
Yeah, yeah,
weeks.
yeah. I heard
Um,
of.
so he's actually trained him up when he was a teenager before he
That's
actually
pretty.
went pro.
That's pretty cool.
Oh man, everybody was when he did that off the fence fucking kick thing to knock that one dude out. Everybody was fucking going crazy. Yeah, he don't live that far from here. His mama don't from my house actually. He lives further away, but yeah, his mom
Yeah.
lives close to my mom actually. But yeah, no, I mean he trains like the upcoming guys. He's not like training the pros. But hey, he
That's
makes a
still
living
cool
off of it.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's still cool.
he'd be flying to China and shit all the time. And
Probably in some good shape.
actually, not. He's not in
Oh
good
shit.
shape. What up, it ain't? Yeah, no, he's not in good shape. He
you got to say it like Trump does. China.
but he's one of those he's one of those big dudes who like are athletic. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
just can't get. They've never been skinny. They've never gonna get skinny. Like no matter how much they work out, they just love food too much, so they stay big. He's one
Yeah.
of them. He's got stamina. He'd be going up in there. But yeah, he used to be a,
Hey,
a casino manager before he did that.
but some of them fucking NFL guys, them bigger, stockier boys, they can fucking move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, quick
They
on the
can
feet.
move better than my skinny ass.
Well, it's like catchers in baseball. A lot of times they're well, not now. Now they're like all fucking six pack the fuck out. But I mean, fucking
Yeah.
look at what's his name, Babe Ruth. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers. It's just built
Yeah.
different. It just
Babe
built
Ruth
different.
look like he used to move furniture for a living.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking pick a fridge up on his back and move it in your house.
Hmm. Yeah, no, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But hey, people are slowly trickling in, slower than normal. We normally have about 10, 15 up in here tonight. I guess ain't nobody
It's
fucking
gonna,
with us.
it's
If,
gonna,
What's tonight? What's happening?
if I see my name on the billboard, WrestleMania last night, but it should be
oh,
like
that's
last
what it
match actually
is.
right
You
now.
competing with WrestleMania, brother.
Oh man, come on. Ain't nobody watching that fucking 49.99 to watch. Where's the
Bro,
streaming at?
if I pay 49.99, I'm definitely
ESPN.
watching it.
Oh, so you need
Yeah, you
you
need to be
need
a sports guy to be able to watch this shit.
yes, you need to be subscribed to Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN combo pack if they still got it, or
Yes,
you need
sir.
to be straight up paying ESPN. I think you can do that. I don't know because these motherfuckers have contracts like fucking crazy. All I know is when
Nah,
I was with AT&T, I used to get HBO Max for free. I left AT&T and I don't have it anymore. And now that shit's like 15, $20 a month. And I'm like, I don't even watch movies.
nah. I used to get the pay-per-views on what was it, Paramount or Peacock? What I think it was Peacock, and I was password sharing off that, so I would watch those on there because I didn't have to pay anything. But once they transferred over to ESPN when TKO took over, yeah, I was good. I'm not paying $29.99 to watch a show for
Yeah.
8 hours for over 2 nights. Yeah, I'm good.
Yo, what up, Alien? How you doing, bro? Yeah, no,
What's
I
good, Alien? What's
yeah, I
good,
stopped
brother?
watching all that. Man, I used to beg my parents to. Here we have a AAA hockey team. They're not
Mm.
majors, and I used to beg my parents to buy the ESPN so I can watch it, and they fucking did, man. I complain about my parents a lot, but man, they do what they could. Like paying that extra $7 for ESPN so I can watch that hockey shit. They even took me to a couple hockey games, which my parents don't know shit about hockey. They're from the Caribbean, you know what I mean? They barely even know English, but the whole point is when you have children and they're interested in something, if it's not too expensive, man, push them towards that. You never know what that could lead to. At the bare minimum, they're cultured and they know more about something. You know what I mean? You can meet people from all over the world, like I did when I was in the military. Like when I went in the army, I was the only Puerto Rican that knew about System of a Down and fucking, rock because my neighbor Mike fucking put
Shout out to
me
Big
in
Mike.
on all that shit. You know what I mean? Led Zeppelin, all that, 70s, eight arena, all that. Right? I didn't know shit about that, man. My fucking family just knows fucking salsa and reggaeton. That's the fuck it. Spanish music. So,
Yeah, same. I mean, if I'd moved to Mexico or across the fucking ocean, I'd probably know a lot more of like soccer and whatnot. I would follow that a lot more, but
yeah.
not
Yeah.
really big in our country. Not as big
Yo,
as it is in the rest of the world.
what up, Enrique? ¿Cómo estás, bro? Shout out to Enrique, man. He's all the way in Mexico right now, bro. That's so fire. Enrique is same time zone as us, RPG, even though he's in Mexico, so that's pretty cool. ¿Cómo estás,
Down there
Enrique?
towards probably down there towards like Mexico City area.
I think that's where he's from, actually. I think he's close to Mexico City. I don't remember. He told
Yeah,
me
that
once.
that usually lines up right there with our central Chicago time zone area.
Yeah, he told me it was monsoon season for him. When was it? Around fall. So I think I may be right.
Oh, Aliens 6 p.m. So he's got to be over there in Cali.
Yeah, he's the Bay Area. Alien is in the Bay Area.
Hmm.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
no,
Alien.
it's dope, bro. We got
Appreciate you
people from
coming
all over the
through.
world. We had to do from Poland industry. Hey, what up, Hugh Yee? That's
There you
you're.
go.
He's a
Ain't
Polish
he?
guy,
Ain't he the
right?
Poland guy?
Oh, he's from Guadalajara. Never mind, but he said it's the
Oh
same time zone as Mexico City. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so close. Yeah, no, I don't think Huey's a Poland guy. He's from the UK or from England because he said it was 5 in the morning when I was playing today in the morning, Pragmata. So, what up, Huey? How you doing, bro? I appreciate you coming through. And you know what? We're not going to delay the show much longer. Whoever wants to come in after will come in after. Let's get this party going. We get a lot of our replays after the fact, any damn ways. But today, Well, first off, let me just say welcome to the State of Gaming podcast. I appreciate every single one of you
Yeah.
guys, not just for being on the podcast right now, but also for all the support you guys have given to the channel is amazing. I was incorrect. I said we were close to 4,000 subscribers earlier, but we were close to 3,800. I'm sorry, but we did hit 60 subscribers in a day. So you guys have been amazing with the support. Pragmata video has been going crazy. A lot of people not just care, about video games, but they care about physical video games, which is amazing. Like I said earlier, we should take advantage of the physical games that we got coming out. Yeah, we're about to hit 5,000 views on the Pragmata video, and it just hit a full
Yeah.
day a few hours ago. So thank you guys so much for the support. I think the next big game we got coming on the channel will probably be Sorrows that we'll be doing. I don't think there's any other big games coming out this week. There'll probably be some a lot of little shit. But I would have done Mouse PI, but we are not having a physical of that one until June. So I think I'm gonna wait on that one. But I ain't gonna lie, it was itching on me already today. Today
It
it
look
itched.
it looks dope.
I don't know why, out of all fucking days, not day one, not day two, but day three, the fucking game is itching in my brain. Like, maybe I should get it. It's only $30, right? So we'll see how long I can hold out for. Hopefully, with Pragmata's over, I'll jump back into. Actually, we'll start with that. Uh, I've been playing Pragmata. I started today or last night actually, but mainly today because I only played a couple hours last night. And today I continued on. I beat Cyberpunk on Friday. Plus, I didn't have Pragmata on Friday. It came in the mail yesterday. So that's why I didn't play it day one. But I've been playing that. Before that, I've been playing Cyberpunk basically nonstop. That PSSR 2.0 update dropped, and the game looks gorgeous. I mean, it just looks beautiful. It has that PC performance and feel to it. And not just that, I had a huge problem with driving and the tailgate of the car ghosting. And this update fixed it, which is amazing because I've tried every setting. I Googled as much as I could. I thought it was my TV that was fucking it up. HDR was turned off, all this shit. And this patch fixed it. I didn't do anything. So it's been a much more enjoyable thing. Even though I'm not big on like performance and stuff like that, but visually, I don't want to see glitches. I don't want to see, hiccups. And you know what? Something I realized, Jen. Oh, before I ask him the question. Let's introduce our guest. Uh, an RPG with the 7 months. Hit the like button. Thank you for reminding me. Um,
Yeah, I need to drop that like, I already did.
and this podcast is cool as fuck, and I'm happy we're doing it because we have the boys from the Tuesday night just playing live in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and that is Mr. RPG88 and Mr. Henry Heck. RPG, what have you been playing lately?
Still not here recently in the last couple of days, but I have been trying to work in the rest of my battle pass on Call of Duty for this season. But
Boo.
we've actually, me and the woman, we've been jumping back into V Rising and trying to build up and get to back to Dracula and get that boss beat.
Is
I
he
don't
hard?
think that we're I don't think we're gonna get it done before Sorrows drops, but we're just basically we're filling time right now because there's not really a whole lot that she wants to play like main and I want to play main because like my mind is dead set on Sorrows coming out in like what 8 days from now.
No,
But
more
yeah,
than that,
the
bro. It's like 14 days.
no well if you get the digital deluxe edition you get into the early access like the 2 day early
Oh, they're
access.
doing
So
that. That shit's fucking lame. All right, so you got
yeah,
about so what,
yeah,
nine
roughly eight
days?
days.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly 8 days, yeah, a little over 8 days. But we've been jumping in V Rising. We got all the
Oh,
way up to
bitch.
Dracula, and Dracula, we had to basically redo our classes because we were just getting the floor wiped with us. I mean, we were bad. So we stepped away from it for months and months and months, and we came back into it, and I didn't know the the hand eye coordination, the muscle memory. So I was just like, screw it, we're just gonna start all the way over from the beginning and work our way up because we know the systems as far as like to upgrade. So we're already like a quarter of the way through the V Bloods. So
Mm-hmm.
we're working. So I'm hoping to at least be at the halfway mark, if not to the 75% mark on the V Bloods before Soros drops.
Nice. What's up, Miku? How are you? And Miku, I thought you were gonna hop in tonight. What happened? But next in the house we have Mr. Henry Heck. Henry, I know you've been
What's
playing
poppin'?
Pragmata. What else have you
Yes,
been checking
sir.
out? Let the people know.
Uh, well, before that, I was playing Star Wars Outlaws, and then currently I'm also playing some the Division Resurgence on mobile because I'm a mobile gamer, and that's how I get
Oh
my
my
kicks.
goodness.
So
Blah.
yes, I gets it in. I gets it in, brother.
Ugh.
I gets it in. So that's what I've been on. But right now, even right now, I'm playing Pragmata. You feel what I'm saying? I'm enjoying this game.
About time you
I've
play something good.
been looking been looking forward to this game for a long time. They announced this game and shown it to us for the first time centuries ago. Around time they first announced the PS5, and it's finally upon us, and I'm enjoying this. It's everything I thought it would
Oh, we're
be.
gonna we're gonna get into Pragmata as a topic to start off. So
I'm with it.
so don't spoil it. But what else, man? What else have you been enjoying about Pragmata real quick?
Just the movement. Actually, the movement is super buttery in this
Yeah,
game.
I agree.
Cause I got the perfect dodge you can call it, and it come in clutch because you're not gonna always be able to finish off a hack. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to bail out before you get to the end node, and it come in clutch, man. The movement so buttery. I'm thoroughly enjoying the joint.
All right. Well, hold that thought because we're going to get into Pragmata as our first topic of the evening. But I have a question for you guys because, last couple weeks we spoke about Crimson Desert and all the performance issues and shit like that. But and even right now, I just talked about how this PSSR 2.0 update has fixed one of the visual glitches that I've been having. But question that I have for you guys is how come Cyberpunk is a huge map? You guys have played it. It's a big map. It's not the biggest, but it's definitely big and not
Super
just
big.
big, but it's dense, right? There's a lot of people walking around. There's a lot of buildings, a lot of skyscrapers. Why is it that when I go to like the very edge of the city map before you go into the Badlands and I look over the city, I don't see any pop-ins. But yet, why is it in other
Mm,
open world games I'm constantly seeing pop-ins? Do you guys have any idea why that is? RPG, we'll start with you. Do you know why that is?
you sleep. RPG done fell
Oh,
asleep. Oh
RPG fell
man.
asleep already.
No,
Damn it.
no,
Mm.
I'm here. I had myself muted. Sorry. This I've not played enough of Cyberpunk to totally speak on it, but don't fucking hang me on this chat. But
Oh shit. Oh, he about to say something crazy.
I think it's an engine thing.
Mm,
Oh, okay. Okay.
interesting.
I really do. I think when you look at something like what the Bethesda uses, or
What is it
like
called? This
G,
slipstream or some shit. What they call?
yeah, uh, uh, Slipspace or whatever, or Creative Engine, or whatever fucking No Man's Sky uses. These other engines, they're not created in the same aspect of like uh, CD Project Red, what they do with The Witcher and what they do with CD Project Red. This engine is based with the game and not just around the game.
Yeah. That was actually my
So
theory too, was the engine.
that's what I think it is. Don't hold me to it. I'm not a technician, developer, creator, whatever. But when it comes to everything, like when I see what Bethesda tries to achieve versus what CD Project Red decides to achieve, the proof is right there in the pudding.
Yeah, and look, I wasn't asking to try to get a technical answer of it. Just brainstorming ideas because we're all gamers. We're not developers. We don't know about none of this shit. but we know a little bit enough of based on our experiences of what some games do and others don't. And it's just a genuine question that I have. But I also thought about the engine as well because I'm thinking, what is the uncommon denominator here? Right? They're all open world games. They're all built by very talented, experienced developers. But what's the one thing that's different? And I think Engine is right because if we look at someone like PlayStation's open world games, very little have popping. I mean, I think Forbidden West had a little bit, but we're talking up in the air, flying, looking freaking all the way to the edge of the fucking universe, right? You see poppins. Where some games is a lot more visible. But what about you, Henry? What do you think about why it is that I don't see poppins in Cyberpunk, but we do in other games?
I think the Cyberpunk developers just more talented, in my opinion.
Straight up
Um,
like that.
yeah,
Hey,
because I
we're gonna
mean,
talk
people
about one of your
like
favorite developers ever too in this podcast.
oh shit.
Yep.
But I mean, people like to put a lot of these people on evil footing, and of course, obviously, CDPR did have issues out the gate, and they did have more time to work on stuff.
Yeah, they
But
did slip on the shit in the beginning.
Oh, big time.
I do, I do believe that ultimately, in comparison to the CDPR devs versus others, I just think they're more overall they're more talented. I hope it ain't just an engine thing, even though that could be a aspect of it, since they aren't using that engine in the next game. They're using Unreal 5.
Yep.
Um, so I hope it's really just a talent thing, and they're able to translate what they did in 2077 to Witcher 4 and the next Cyberpunk game. Because then they said they was gonna make another Cyberpunk game.
Oh yeah, they set up the bro. They set up a whole. Here, we'll get into that in just a second. But continue
Oh,
what you were
they
saying.
they made they made more than enough money off of Cyberpunk to do a
Oh
Cyberpunk
yeah,
2.
yeah. No, this
Yeah,
and
but
they pushed it further than that. But real quick, I want to give a huge shout out to the members of the channel, man. I got to start including this because you guys are the backbone of the channel. Number one, we have, and I'm gonna go based on time, who came in first to last, and we have RPG88, who's here on the panel with us tonight. The very first channel member. Appreciate you, RPG. Thank you so very much. Then we have our second panel member, who is just Henry Hack, who RPG just beat him by the skin of his teeth, but I appreciate you either way. Thank you guys. Then we have Stephen Leone, 7 months as well. All three of these guys, 7 months. And then next is Sky Arthur, 7 months. Wow, since the very beginning, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Then we have Nelson Gaming 12, who's my co-host, who's not here today. He's feeling sick. He said he had sore throat, if you know what I mean, sore throat. Shout out to Nelson. He's been here day in, day out, or week in, week out.
Little
Then we have
pussinitis.
Lord Pussinitis. Lord Metroid for 3 months. I appreciate you, bro. He's excited for Sorrows. I cannot wait to get some of his content once that game drops. Then we have David Owens, 16 days. We have Legend God 800, 16 days. 00711, 16 days. Josh Allen 51525, 16 days. And GD Skinner, 16 days as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being members of the channel. It means a lot to me. And even though YouTube gets a big cut of this, it still leaves me enough to buy a game here and there after a couple months of saving. So I appreciate it. But let's get into Cyberpunk first, real quick, because we did talk about this last week. And oh my God, we got 5 gifted members by RPG88. Oh my goodness. Y'all ain't getting none of this money, just so you know. I ain't splitting it with you guys, all right? But either way, RPG88, appreciate you. Welcome to the Keep It Gaming crew. We have TTV Mystified. We have William Aguilar, man. I've been trying to get William on the channel for a long time, but he's a busy dude. But shout out to William. Unholy Mayhem, who's been subscribed to the channel for a couple years now. Thank you. Charlie0106 and Fire Dosselin 8625. Welcome to the Keep It Gaming crew. And also, because you are a member, you are automatically entered to my $5 monthly PlayStation, or not my $5, but my $10 monthly PlayStation Store gift card giveaway, which because of RPG's gift, we will be able to have one in May. So stay tuned for that. There's something you got to do. You just have to be a member. That's it. So you're automatically entered. But no, CD Projekt Red took it to the next level, guys. I mean, not only did they sell 35 million copies of Cyberpunk, they also sold 10 million copies of the Phantom Liberty DLC. They decided
damn.
to open up a second studio in Boston because this is I believe it's Polish or from Poland. CD Projekt Red is, and they
Yeah.
decided to open up a whole other studio in Boston, Massachusetts, just for Cyberpunk. They asked who wants to move to America. Some people volunteered right away. Others were like, maybe, I don't know. Can I go check it out? Yep. Here's your airplane ticket. When do you want to go? Take your family, go check it out, come back, let us know what you think. And they did. They spent millions just to make sure that the people that went to America to start up the studio actually wanted to be there, right? They didn't just say you
Where they
go.
started up at?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So not
And,
only,
and you know what that shows?
oh, big time.
That shows passion in your product. That doesn't show profit.
No. Well, let me tell you the best part about this. The best part about this is that not only did they do all that for their employees, and by the way, they also gave them, they raised their pay to match the cost of living in Boston. But
Oh, yeah, that'd be a big one.
yeah, they had to do that. But the people that volunteered to come was basically the same team that fixed the game in 2020 after it released.
Yeah,
So, and most of those guys and girls are senior developers. So they
Right.
took a big hit in Poland by losing a lot of senior leadership, but 80 people that came over are mostly all senior developers that came over to Boston. So, and if you guys can go follow the game director, his name is Powell. I forget his last name. I think that is his last name actually, Powell. But he's constantly updating people on social media about what the team thinks about being in America, what they like, what they don't like, how they're acclimating here. And good news is that the majority of the team loves it. They're glad to make the move. They find it very interesting. And the reason that they made the move is because if Cyberpunk is based in America, they wanted them to be in America to get that American experience. So I
Right.
think that the next Cyberpunk has a very strong chance of being a very strong competitor for the next GTA, especially with how
Mm.
good these developers are and how passionate they are in what they do. They came here because of Cyberpunk. So they're passionate about Cyberpunk. So I'm excited for that. For what job they're hiring for everything, bro. Go check out their website. I don't know the specifics, but they're hiring for a lot of positions. They're trying to grow the studio, I think, to 200 people, but I could be wrong about that. But they're trying to increase what they have now by double.
and
It's a
as,
big game.
is that purely for the next Cyberpunk game, or are they gonna have like intermixings with the Witcher 4?
No, this is purely Cyberpunk.
Okay, okay,
The CD Project Red over in Poland is working on The Witcher.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where they got the majority of the developers. I think CD is like 800 or something like that, close to 1,000 devs. Uh, the majority of those guys are still working on The Witcher. They're working on The Witcher. It's a Polish IP. It's a book written by a Polish author. So, which Cyberpunk is written by an American author, right? So they're very smart about how they're handling this. I don't know about the move to America. I feel like your cost is gonna go way up. But hey, when you
Especially in
make,
Boston, bro.
especially in Boston, but when you sell 35 million, you ain't short for no money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So
I mean, with the Cyberpunk game, you kind of need that inner city feeling. You know,
yeah,
you got to put these guys in the city, living the city life every day, and
yeah.
not just out in the middle of Kansas and them imagining what the city
Mm-hmm.
life is actually going to be like. Like these guys need to live the city life and go
Yeah.
into work, traveling the bus, traveling the sidewalks, and all the animosity that comes with being a city person versus
Yeah.
being a rural person.
I think they could have settled for in between. I think they could have picked a smaller city like Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Denver, where you still get that big city feel, but much smaller. Cost of living is way more manageable. And like
Uh,
for example, Milwaukee, Chicago is 80 miles away. I mean, that's a
yeah.
45-minute to an hour car ride. You know what I mean? So and I get it why they did it. I'm just thinking for selfish reasons, of course. But there are some cities in the United States where they're not as big, but a little bit smaller. Cost of living is way better. And you're not that far off from the super huge city like a Chicago or even like LA or something like that. But either way, so I wasn't planning on talking about that much about Cyberpunk. Henry fucking asked for it by asking, are they even working on the Cyberpunk 2? Like, what kind of question is that? But yeah, that is the answer.
Hey, I wasn't
35
sure.
million. Hey, that game sold more than Elden Ring. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I think Elden Ring sold a few million more. But speaking of Elden Ring, let's talk about Elden Ring real quick because Elden Ring is still selling, is still doing numbers. You know, the Souls fans are passionate, they're big, right? But Elden Ring is now coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2 this year. And the reason I want to talk about them, which is going to tackle two topics in one, really, is the thing about Elden Ring is one, it's going to be on a key card for the Switch 2. But number two is dropping for $80 on a Nintendo Switch 2. And people are justifying it because it comes with the big expansion that they had and the game in one. So my question
Yeah,
to you guys, and we'll start with RPG, is $80. Remember, the expansion was what, $40 when it came out, or $50, and the game, of course, was 60.
Hmm.
Is the expansion and the game worth $80 on the Switch 2 for a game that is 4 years old?
$80, and you're looking at a $60 game plus a $40 DLC at
Four years
$100.
ago. For 4 years
Yeah,
ago.
4 years ago. $80 is a little steep.
Yeah.
I would say let's cut $20 off of that, and we launch that shit at 60. Here's the thing: is it's gonna drop on the Switch.
No, Switch 2 only.
Yeah, Switch 2 only. I I don't have a Switch 2. I've never played on the Switch 2 except for like maybe at Best Buy or whatever. But I was mainly playing, actual Switch main games like Donkey Kong and shit like that. I have Elden Ring on the PlayStation. I have Elden Ring on the PC. It's not for me.
Yep.
It's not on the go handheld game that I'm gonna be if I were to be going to travel on the bus or the train on the daily. Not really the game that I'm gonna pick up and I'm gonna play. And if I
on the
want to
go.
play it, yeah, on the go. If I want to play it, I want to play it in my living room. So
Yeah.
to me, it's not aimed for me on the Switch 2 platform. On the price aspect, 4 years later, cut your losses. You've made enough money off the other consoles. This company, just cut it to 60 and leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't be greedy, and that's what I think this $80 price tag. They could have put it at 100 and turned even more faces, but now they're dropping it at 80. Why don't you just do a little bit of the consumer friendly act and drop it at 60, and you won't hear really any bitching.
Well, I same similar thing happened to Cyberpunk, where Cyberpunk ported their game over to the Switch 2, and this is going to lead to the second question about the Switch conversation because Cyberpunk released the
Hmm.
game on the Switch 2, Phantom Liberty also on the. And by the way, if you're looking for the best physical version of Cyberpunk, it's Xbox version, Series X version, and the Switch 2 version. You get the game
Mm-hmm.
on the cartridge or the disc, and you get the DLC on the cartridge or the disc. But Cyberpunk released both together at $59.99, so $60. Now, people were
Yeah.
kind of complaining a little bit, but a small group of people. Why? Because CD Projekt Red could have charged more, but they didn't. And the reason they could have charged more is because of both the DLC, which is way newer than. Actually, no, it's not, but they both had to go with the 64 gig cartridge, which, like I was telling Henry, it's $16 for the cartridge by itself for that 64 gig. So people, instead of being mad at the developer or publisher for charging 60, they were applauding them because they knew they could have charged more and they didn't because of the expense of that cartridge being $16. So now when
Hmm.
people look at that price, they're saying, oh, they're really only charging us $54 for the game and DLC because we know that $16 has to come from somewhere. But what do you think about that cost, Henry? Do you think it's too much? It's just right?
Oh yeah, it's too much. Hell yeah, it's too much. And to your point just then, they could have from software could have ate that. They could have ate that cost a little
Yeah.
bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with what RPG said. Knock $20 off that joint. You know what I mean? You already made your money. You know, it's gonna sell a decent amount. I feel like on the Switch too, and also it's gonna serve as promotion for Dust Bloods. You know how people get when a new From Software game drop, people go out and go buy the old From Software game. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Hmm.
they gonna for sure,
Dark Souls 3, Demon
yeah,
Souls,
all that, bro.
Bloodborne, all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They gonna go back and buy. So you gonna get your money. You know what I'm saying? It's just they want all of it up front instead of just showing some good faith and getting that applause on the timeline. Because people gonna play. If they had of ate a little bit of that cost, they would have got even more attention and goodwill from people. And you know what I'm saying? It would have been a real good look as far as how people looked at From Software. I mean, people gonna dick eat anyway and still buy it, but at the same time, like they could have knocked off a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is, and this is going to be my rant with Nintendo, and you guys can jump in and agree or disagree with me. But one of the things that really pissed me off about Nintendo, let's take it back to release date real quick, because one of the big highlights of the Switch 2 when it was getting in that release window, and Nintendo finally, right, finally after months, they allowed people to play the fucking thing, because Nintendo held that fucking console to their side like it was the most valuable thing on earth, right? And it caused a lot of damage. There's a reason we didn't see a huge amount of third party games released when the Nintendo Switch 2 released. And that's because Nintendo didn't even send fucking dev kits out, right? And developers couldn't work on their games and port them over to the Switch 2. But one of the highlights of that whole launch title, that launch with the Switch 2, was Cyberpunk. And the thing that really pissed me off about that was that they were talking about Cyberpunk, how it looks so great and all, and it runs really good and all this shit, right? But nobody ever mentioned for a Switch, meaning this game looks phenomenal for a Switch. This game runs really good for a Switch. They made it seem like it was at the capability of a PS5. Look, I don't care what nobody fucking says, and I could be wrong technically on this, but 60 frames ain't 60 frames. 60 frames
Mm.
on PC ain't 60 frames on a PS5, ain't 60 frames on a fucking Switch. And there's stability issues, there's consistency issues, there's a lot of issues that go with that. And not just that, but also the visual aspect of the game. Yeah, you can hit 60 on almost fucking anything, but how does the fucking game look on top of it? On the Switch 2, the game looks like fucking ass. And how do
Hmm.
I know? Because I own Cyberpunk for the PS5, I own Cyberpunk for the PS4, I own Cyberpunk for the Series X, I own Cyberpunk for the. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're able to enjoy your cell phone over here, fucking Henry, while we're live.
No, that
That's
was
not
me.
me.
Oh, I like to accuse Henry because he's black.
Wow.
You know how I go. You know how I go.
No, that was
Uh,
my weather alert.
but oh my god, weather was terrible this weekend for me, bro. Anyways, we'll get into that too.
Yeah.
But I own Cyberpunk on PC. I own Cyberpunk for every single console that you can possibly buy Cyberpunk for. It is my top 3 games of all time. I love it. I just beat it again on Friday for the 6th time. Okay, but it looks completely like ass. Now, can it run on the Switch too? Great, right? You can take it with you if you want to do that. But I have a feeling Elden Ring is going to be similar, where yeah, you can run it on the Switch too. Yeah, you may even be able to run it at 60, but it's probably going to look like dog shit. RPG, what do you think about what I just said?
I I believe that 100%. I believe that can you hit that FPS target? And this is not a locked shit. This is a target, so it's gonna fluctuate,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what a lot of people need to understand
Mm-hmm.
in this area, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Discord. There is locked, and then there is target. So you really need to focus on figuring out what the fuck locked and target really is. But with if they're targeting 60, what's that mean for the resolution? Is that going to be 1080? Is that going to be 720p? Because like Will said, Cyberpunk can run good, but does it look good
Mm-hmm.
on the Switch 2? And if I own Cyberpunk on my PlayStation 5 Pro, am I going to pick the Switch 2 version over the Pro version? That's what
It
a lot
depends
of
on if
people
you're
really
trying
need
to
to.
get some brownie points on X, because we seeing some of that going right now with Progmata as far as it looks good on the Nintendo Switch too, and you got some people. who's saying that they pick it up on the Switch 2 over the
No,
PlayStation or wherever, just off the strength of it's portable and they can
no.
play it wherever
No,
they in
that
So
space
that
and shit.
that to me is the fucking
I'm just telling you
brokies
what they
talking.
saying. I'm just telling
I
you
I,
what they
I,
saying.
actually,
I that's me. That's the brokies talking right there.
bro, I actually, and I would buy a copy of Pragmata on the Switch too, just to compare the two. But there's so many games coming out, and $60 is a lot of fucking money, so I'm not. But just for an experiment, I mean, unless somebody wants to super chat me $60, I'll go buy that bitch tonight. But the other thing too is I've seen these motherfuckers. I just saw a video, man. I wish I fucking saved it. I normally do save shit like this, but he was comparing the two and he fucked up because on the settings for the Switch 2, he was, changing the HDR, adjusting it to look good, the color saturation, all that. But on the PS5, he was adjusting it down, turning off the fucking and I'm not talking about Pragmata, I'm talking about Cyberpunk. He was
Yeah.
lowering the contrast. He was on purpose. What's up, hero? How you doing? He was purposely making the game look like shit. So when you see these comparison videos out there, especially from some random fucking dude on X or whatever, showing look what it looks like on the Switch 2, looks what it looks like on the PS5, don't fucking don't take that shit with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Do your research a little bit, especially if you're for real considering playing the two. And look, if you want the mobile aspect of the game and that's what's most important to you, then that's
Hmm.
cool. Do your thing. But if you're looking for the overall package of, okay, I want the game to look good, I want the game to perform good. Hell, I want the game to be Portal, which by the way, you can do a Portal on the PS Portal as well. You can do
Yeah,
that.
I was
It's
about to
not
say.
as Portal as a Switch 2 because you do need internet, but it's Portal to an extent. Just don't let these dudes fool you because I didn't know this until recently, but on my videos, and you may have seen it on like one of my videos, I can actually make an ad on my video where I get a commission if you buy, like if I, let's say I do a Will It Play with No Internet Pragmata and there's a link to buy the game there, I get an actual commission if you click on it. And guess what? Different stores have different commissions. So if there's a Switch 2 variant of Pragmata that pays me 10% commission versus a PS5 version of the game where at Walmart only pays me 1% commission and I'm doing this for the money, guess what I'm going to try to get you to buy? The fucking Switch version because I'm going to get 10% off that. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man.
That's $6 in my fucking pocket versus 10 cents if you buy the PS5 version of the game. So don't let these fucking people fool you. It's just like the journalists when they're fucking telling you about this game that they played, but they only put 5-10 hours in and now they know what the rest of the game is going to be like. Don't let them fucking fool you. Rely on your own eyes and ears and experience. Everybody here has been gaming for decades. You know what I mean? Not everybody, because shout out to
Yeah.
Miku, who's still 19 years old, but we've all been gaming for a long, long time. Hell, everybody here on this podcast has been gaming for 3 decades. So we know
Hmm.
what a game looks like, what it doesn't look like, what interests us, what doesn't. We have more time on this earth so we can smell the bullshit a little bit better. But even then, we get fooled all the time. How many times have I shared an article with the boys, and when they go read it, they're like, wait a minute, this article says this, right? And they call me out like, oh shit, I didn't even get that far. Or they share an article or a video and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh shit, my bad. You know what I mean? Shit like that happens all the
Yeah.
time. And good thing we have friends, right? Or I do. I'm blessed that we have gaming friends that are able to either confirm what I saw or tell me, hey, that shit's wrong, right? And then I'm able to correct my view on it or my opinion or dig deeper into it. And that's why we talk about these things on the podcast. It's not to fucking like shame people or just straight up shit on developers, which is fun, but we're doing it for a purpose, and that is we all work hard for our money. We're all gamers here, and we should look out for our best interest because guess what? These fucking studios, these publishers, these developers don't give a fuck about us. No matter how many nice
Facts.
things they say on X, no matter how many fucking death diaries they do, they only care about their bottom line, right? And they will do whatever it takes to sell their fucking product. It's that fucking simple. But let's continue on with Pragmata because the game just released this week, Friday to be exact. I didn't get to play it until yesterday, and I appreciate you, Hughie. Um, and yes, Hero, the hustle is crazy. Um, and yes, Alien, I'm also looking forward to Cyberpunk. The Witcher, I am interested in, but nowhere near as I am for Cyberpunk. But Pragmata came out Friday. I think Henry played it day one. I don't think RPG
No,
has
no, no,
played it.
no. I didn't. I actually didn't get to play it until like 11 on yesterday.
11 o'clock. Oh, so similar to me, or 11 in the morning
Yeah,
yesterday. RPG, did you? You said you're waiting on the game, right? You're waiting on the sale or something like that.
Yeah, I've not touched it. I want to buy it. I want to
Did you
play
play
it,
the
but
demo?
I've not even played the demo, so that's
Oh,
another thing that I
what are you
need to do.
doing? Demo was out
I
on
know.
PC before it even hit consoles. Go check it out, bro. I think
Yeah,
you'll enjoy it.
it's one of those games I'm hearing super hype and praise for, and it's like, God damn it, Capcom! I just got done with RE9, and I really
yeah.
enjoyed that. Now you're throwing this shit out here, and we're throwing this game out there in a week with other games that are coming out. And then you got Saros right around the bend, and then you got after Saros, which is April, right? The
Yeah,
4th. We
yeah,
got May, we got Forza coming out, and then we got Summer Game Fest, and all throughout the summer. And then we were going into Wolverine. Like, there's a lot of fucking games, and for me, there's not a lot of fucking time.
yeah. Well,
So I'm not making excuses. I'm gonna play my games, and I'm
well,
not
no,
too
and
busy to play my games.
that's not including Crimson Desert, which you picked up that came out two
Yep,
weeks
yep, yep.
ago. You know what I mean? There's a lot of games. But so Henry played. I think Henry, you're more than halfway done with it. You have to be because I'm like, I think I'm like a quarter of the way, and you played it for about 5 more hours than me. Um, Let me get your initial reactment. Now, right now, I am currently playing the first level, which I'm not spoiling anything because that's a lot of the shit you see in the trailers. Is a lot of shit you see in the demo, so I'm not spoiling anything there, and I'm going to keep it that way for the rest of the show. But
Right
Henry,
on.
without spoiling it, what are your initial reactions of the game? What do you think about it? It's a hype reel, and then also I want to give you
Yeah,
guys a warning real quick. And before I pass it off to Henry to get his reaction, I want to give you a warning real quick, just like I gave the guys a warning before we started the show. I gave them the opportunity to back out of the podcast today before we started. And I'm going to give you guys the same opportunity to shut the fucking podcast off because in a little bit, I'm about to get into a tangent about pedophiles and what's going on with this game. So if you don't want to hear that, then I hate to see you leave, but I understand. But just so you know, I'm gonna be doing some calling out because there's some disgusting fucking shit going on the internet that needs to be called out, and it goes above that. But just giving you a heads up. So Henry, what was your initial reaction to the game? It's a hype reel, and one question I want to ask you that I haven't really heard people talking about this is what makes this game different? Because on the surface, it just looks like a shooter. You know what I mean? But what makes it different? What's got you hooked to the game if you are hooked?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely hooked. What's really got me hooked is like I said earlier, the movement, super buttery, and the hacking. It's kind of awkward at first, but once you get a hang of it, I don't know, it like changed the whole game because it's more than just shooting, and it's more than it's just something else to keep you engaged with what's going on. And even while you inside of the hacking, you still got to pay attention to how close the enemy is to you, what kind of enemies it is, and then also you got to pay attention to the nodes inside of the hacking grid because it's different nerfs and buffs inside the hacking grid depending upon what you
Mm-hmm.
done picked up or whatever. So it's a lot going on, and it might seem kind of intimidating, but it's not. Like once you get in the game, because they do a real good job of introducing the mechanics to you a little bit at a time. Like it kind of spoon feed to you a little bit, and
Yeah.
then gradually, as you progress through the levels and stuff, they'll put a little more on your plate, and a little more on your plate, and a little more on your plate, and they nail the pacing of it because you don't really ever feel overwhelmed. Like even when they throw in multiple enemies in there. Initially, you'll feel like, oh, this might be a lot, but once you actually get into the fight and take the proper steps and it just all it melds together really well. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
did a real good job with that. And that part right there, just the combat is the main part about it that got me hooked in with it because I ain't played nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a mix of, you know, puzzle, third person shooter. Um, it just, I don't know, man. It's just super interesting, man. I can kind of see why, because they did take a long time on this game. And I can kind of see why because it's a lot to. kind of fit together and have it work properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can see some people like play testing it and it not working out the way that it should. So because you really gotta perfect this as far as mechanics.
Yep.
Uh, I ain't never seen nothing like this in the game. I commend them for high quality. This
How's the
Yeah.
shit is
story
super.
hook?
Oh, it's for
Oh
me,
yeah,
it's
bro,
hooking
bro. Yeah, the story is super good. You know what I mean? So far,
so far.
especially how the two characters play off each other. You know what I mean? Because you got your main character. Well, both in my opinion, both of them the main character.
Oh
To
yeah,
be
both of
honest
them
with
are the main character. Yeah, absolutely.
you.
Diana and Hugh.
Yeah.
Does the story hook like between the two characters, the main character and this little girl? Does it play as well as like The Last of Us with Joel and Ellie? Like,
That's a
is
good
it there that
question.
connection?
Well,
That's a good question.
there's that. Well, we got to wait to see the story because you're asking for a complete thing.
Hmm.
We're not there yet, but the thing that what to me what makes a good story is one, the setting, right? Where are they
Hmm.
at? Why are they there? What are they doing? And you start off as a tech who is going to the moon because you have communication problems, and you go there, you find out everything's gone to shit, right? And I'm not spoiling anything because that's what we see in the trailers. That's what we see in the
Yeah.
demo. And then as soon as you meet Diana, you're like, okay, wait a minute. Why do you look like that? Why are you here? Why are you by yourself? And why do you have these capabilities? So those are
Hmm.
the immediate questions the game gives you that you're slowly peeling off, trying to figure out. And as you're peeling each layer to try to understand what's happening, that's where the attachment comes in because now
Hmm.
you are starting to realize you need each other. You work well with each other. And like anything, the more you talk to somebody, the more you feel a connection. And that's the part that I think me and Henry are at right now. And I think Henry's a little bit further than me, so he has more insight into it as I do. But those are the things for me, as somebody who's got a couple hours into the game so far, is interesting to me. And then the gameplay matches so well with that story, right? Because
Hmm.
obviously, if they're in the moon to fix some sort of communication issue, and the shit that they have in the moon and then the gameplay itself and the combat, how that ties to it, it's like, okay, well, it makes sense why they fight the way that they're fighting. It makes sense why they're fighting what they're fighting. And it makes sense why Diana has the capabilities that she has in the setting that they're in. So it does a lot of things right. And before I tell you guys what I think of the game, which I just kind of did, I also want to give you guys some additional information about the game. Now, if you watched my stream last night, you heard this already. But for those of you guys that are new today and haven't seen that stream from last night, I want to tell you guys a little bit about how Capcom came up with this game and why this game even released because I thought that it was so unique and not because it's new. It could be new for us, but new in the sense that we don't hear about this, and this may be the case for a lot of new IP, but we just don't hear about it enough. So Capcom, as you guys know, has been around for decades. They have many, many IPs that are super popular that sell really, really well. Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Onimusha, the list goes on. Devil May Cry. But this is a new IP for them. And the way that they started this IP is they had an idea to create something new. But most studios, what they would do is they would take their senior talent and put them on the new IP, right? Because they need the shit to be done well. And when you're investing the kind of money that they do to make these games, it makes total logical sense that they would do that. But for Capcom, they decided to do the opposite. They decided to keep their tenured team members working on the tenured IP. In Capcom, you have developers that have been working Resident Evil since they started working with Capcom in the 90s, and that's all they've ever done is Resident Evil. And partly because they love Resident Evil and they want to continue to work on it. What they did with Pragmata is they said, we're going to take our junior developers, the new people of the company, and we're going to have them work on a new IP. And that's what they did with this game. And the other thing that I thought was really interesting is back when we saw the announcement of this game, Capcom didn't do it because they were trying to attract new talent, which is something that a lot of developers will do. They will show a game years before it's ready so they can show it out there and hopefully they can get some new employees to work on the game because they need help. They didn't do it for that. The reason they put the game out earlier than they should have is so the new developers can know, hey, we put it out there. It's a real fucking thing. The pressure is on. You have to make this game. You need to make this game. The gamers already know about it. We showed it to them. Now what are you going to do about it? And that really lit a fire under their ass and said, okay, we have to do something different. And I just saw an interview today with the game director, and he specifically said that. And shout out to, I think they're called Level 8. And he said one of the challenges we had is we didn't want to create a generic shooter. There's a million of those out there. We want it to be different. But being newer in the
Mm-hmm.
industry is how are we going to do that without making the game feel tanky, without making the game feel like things don't fit? How can we make the game feel good for the player and not overcomplicate it? And I really think they hit it out of the park, especially the way they went about it. Now, did you guys know any of that information, Henry or RPG? And what do
No,
you
I
guys
did
think
not.
about it,
No,
I
no,
did
Henry?
not.
I didn't
And
hear
I
anything
thought,
about it.
I
Oh,
think,
real quick, before you answer the question, let me ask the chat one question. Right now, you're seeing the outfits that I have on. I need you guys to let me know which one I should put on. Hugh, here's the first one, which is the OG one you get with the game. Here's Exo Layer, which is the first one you unlocked. The next one is Lunar Cat, which is one that comes with the DLC. And the last one is Heavy Lifter, which is the yellow one here. For Diana, we have the one she came with the game called Cradle Jacket. The next one is Lunar Aqua that you unlocked in the game. The next one is Fluffy, which you get with the DLC. And then the last one is Mecha Builder, which is you get with the DLC. Let me know which one I should use for the game right now. And go ahead, Henry, before sorry to cut you off.
uh, shit. Go with the fluffy. But it shows that they had a lot of confidence. Well, Capcom had a lot of confidence in the junior developers to put them on a new IP and give them the time they needed. And then for as far as the showing it, so it put the pressure on yourself. So you got to get it done. That's super risky because some people could fold underneath that pressure. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they could do that, put that pressure on themselves, and then rise to it and deliver a game. This game is off the chain right here. This game is everything I thought it would be right here. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So to hear that it came from some junior developers, that let me know that Capcom is doing an awesome job in selecting the the next talent. You know what I mean, to take over for the people who are running. Your Resident Evil classics now and the all the legacy IP, they got
Yeah,
some good people coming up behind them and bringing in new IP with them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it won't just be Monster Hunter and Resident Evil and Street Fighter in the future. It'll also potentially be a Pragmata 2, a Pragmata 3 and stuff and so on and so forth. So um, I think that's awesome. Capcom did an awesome job and I got to call them the Cap guys now, bro.
yeah. So another, and I'll pass it on to RPG as well. And actually, let's pass it on to RPG. What do you think about what I just said? And or shout out to Hero. He said it's a risky approach, but still a good approach. And I agree with that because they could have completely failed. But what
Yeah.
Capcom did is and I'm sure they didn't just say, "Here's the keys to my $1 million car. Go do what you do with it." No, they. I'm pretty sure they had an overseer. Just like any company, you got a boss you got to respond to. There's checks and balances. You just don't run wild like some developers in the West do. So I'm sure they have some checks and balances, but you're right. It is a risky approach that seems to have paid off. We'll see what the sales numbers are. We'll probably start seeing some of these numbers either tonight or tomorrow. So that's going to be very interesting. But RPG, what do you think about this approach?
To me, I think it is, and it sounds a little bad to some people that that've been Capcom fans for years. But with this approach with Pragmata and the risk that they took with this game and the direction they took with this game and the payoff of this game, I think it's a passing of the torch
That's a good way to put it.
from the old heads to the guys that are going to keep carrying the company forward. And they're not just passing the torch willy-nilly. They're putting their faith into people that they've grown into this position.
Yeah.
And that's what I see here with Pragmata and what I see with future Resident Evils, with Monster Hunters and all that. They're not just throwing this into complete idiots' hands and going, well, we're good, we have our money, we're going to go home and F the company. They're passing it to the competent people instead of just new people off the street.
Yep.
Because they've grown these people. They've made sure that these people are the people that they want in their positions when they leave.
Yep.
So that's what
Absolutely.
I see here.
And Hero, we're gonna talk about your favorite developer, Naughty Dog, in a little bit. But yeah, I just thought it was very interesting. I want to bring that up. I'm really enjoying the game. There's so much more to the game than I thought. Like right now, I'm doing these like challenges, which I think is cool. You get to unlock cool stuff with it. You know, some cosmetics. That's how I was able to get one of the first outfits for the game. But yeah, it's just interesting. But now let's talk a little bit about the dark side of this fucking game because you know what? Let me come at this from a logical. It's not logical, but I'm just trying to lie to myself real quick because there's no logic way of seeing this. But it all started with a person commenting on Capcom's um, post. And this is the comment that they made. If I can pull it up here.
And I wish you ran this shit on
On the what? So this is the post that that got this person blocked. And they say, and this I'm not going to say this person's name. They're blocked from Twitter already, but they say Diana from Pragmata has been censored. Instead of wearing spats, she now has some weird gray mesh under her coat. Said coat also has been made significantly larger. I miss the days where you could see a girl's in video game. That was that person's comment, and Pragmata official account blocked them. But what is scarier than that is there are people arguing that because this child is a computer generated thing, it's not a PDF file. There are accounts out there that like hentai and the sexual aspect of hentai that are arguing amongst themselves if they should make this child into an anime character hentai so they can classify it as hentai and do what they do with whatever they do.
Yeah, fucking goon to it.
That is fucking disgusting. And you are a piece of shit. Now, the argument that I'm trying to be logical about here is censorship. And by the way, Capcom didn't fucking censor anything. They put pants on the girl. But one of the arguments one of these fucking weirdos trying to make is that so it's okay to censor some things but not others. I thought we were all about freedom of expression.
What the fuck?
Yes, that's fucking ridiculous. Freedom of expression doesn't mean that you break the fucking law or you do unmoral fucking shit. But then there goes the question, right? What is moral? What's not moral? Because eating pork in some countries is not moral and it is moral in others. Fuck that. We're talking about children. Children. Yeah. They try to compare it to Stellar Blade. Well, Stellar Blade is not censored. Why do we have to censor this? Are you fucking kidding me? That is where their sick mind is at. But this is, as gross as this is so disappointing to me because we have games like The Last of Us where Ellie and Joel create this beautiful relationship with each other as father and daughter, I can see Pragmata taking that same route. And we seen so many wholesome comments about, oh fuck, Pragmata's making me want to have kids. You know what I mean? Pragmata is, I feel like being a daddy now. I feel like protecting this child, and all that shit is cool, right? We all normal people feel the exact same way, right? As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, if you're watching my stream, one of the first things I said is, we got to tie her hair up because it's going to get jammed up in something. And two, we got to find this girl some shoes because she's going to cut herself on some broken glass or something. Those were my initial like thoughts when I'm playing with Diana, right? I'm trying to like look out for her already in the game, even though she's a fucking robot and she's a child. So she's probably not going to get her in the game.
Yeah.
But what is so selfish about these fucking people, aside from their disgusting evil desires, is that if I'm of a developer and I'm working on the game and I want to tell a wholesome story about family, about mothers and fathers and their kids, why would I do that when there's disgusting people out there in the world that want to exploit that? I'm a father myself. I have a 10-year-old son, and we one of the first game I ever beat with my son was It Takes Two. And it was such a fun time explaining to my son, well, mom and dad are getting a divorce, and the book is making them rethink this, and we have to do all these things because families should really work things out, right? Divorce should be the last option that we take.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a teaching moment for me and him. It was a growing moment for me and him, aside the fact that it was the first video game he ever beat, and he beat it with dad. When I look at my childhood, the most experience I ever had with video games and my parents was walking in the door and watching my mom play Pac-Man for a little bit, or "What's up, Talgeezy? How you doing?" Or my father on Christmas Eve when I got my Nintendo 64 and Mario Kart. He actually sat down and grabbed the controller for a minute before he's like, "Oh, my eyes hurt. I can't play it." At least he tried, right? That's
Yep.
it. And my son and me now, we get to enjoy video games. It's fun having them come up here to the room, look at my video game library, and said, you know what, I'm gonna grab this game and check it out. And I would love
Fire.
to get more experiences like that in video games where me and him can relate to the characters or the story in whatever way that we could. Last of Us was a great example of that. Pragmata seems to be a pretty good example of that. And these fucking sick fucks are robbing us of these experiences. And I don't want to make it seem like my experience with my kid is the most important thing, because it's fucking not. The protection of children is the most fucking important thing. And that's what I want to make this little rant about, is protecting children. Yes, the experience with my kid and Henry with his kids and RPG with his
Mm-hmm.
kids and all you guys out there, that's a cherry on the top. But the important part about this is protecting children. And these sick fucks hide behind the fucking internet. They hide behind these fucking anime fucking characters. They hide
Mm-hmm.
behind Twitter posts.
Mm-hmm.
We need to call this shit out. If we see some fucking behavior like this, we need to report them. This isn't
Yeah.
about freedom of speech. This isn't about fucking censorship. This is about sick adults exploiting children in either a digital way or a real way. And our number one job as fucking human being adults is to protect the weak. And who is the weakest
Mm-hmm.
among us? The children. That is the biggest thing about COVID that pissed me the fuck off. Is all of a sudden we have all these older people who are more worried about their lives, that they ruined millions of kids' life with school, with prom, with all the children activities that they do because they wanted to feel safer. Whatever happened to the time where adults sacrificed themselves for the children? Whatever happened to the Titanic? Women and children off the boat first. Whatever happened to that shit? We need to bring that shit back into our society because this is fucked up. This is not right. And if you see something and don't say something, you're just as fucking bad. My finger is hurting today from all the fucking people I reported today. Right before I
Damn
came
off of
on the
that, boy.
show, I told RPG I'm sick. I'm reading all these fucking comments, and one of the arguments that people are fucking having is, do we fucking animate this girl to make her even more childlike? What the fuck do you mean? She's already a 6, 7, 8 year old girl. It's
Nigga.
sickening. It's disgusting. It's fucking sad. Now I went on my little rant. I don't want the show to fucking this topic to take over the show. It's a sensitive topic for a lot of people. It is for me. It is for everybody here on the panel.
For
And
sure.
No,
gaming
but
should be fun.
I mean, if you're gonna be like that, if you're gonna be that sick individual and you're gonna own up to it and you're gonna be proud of it, go ahead, change your username, put your government name, put your social security card out there, so everybody knows what a sick son of a bitch you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't
Don't hide
hide.
behind a fucking behind a username. Put your real shit out there.
Facts. I agree. A
Because
thousand percent.
right now you are hiding behind a username because you know you're a low life piece of shit.
Yep. Yeah.
So until you do, shut the fuck up. Do not make posts on Twitter. Do not make posts on YouTube. Do not make posts on Discord. Stay your ass in your fucking basement. Play your fucking little gooner games and leave the world alone.
Bro, these motherfuckers were talking about how excited they are for the mods to come through. I mean, just the sickest
What the
shit,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
fuck,
The
bro?
sickest shit, bro. And,
And the saddest part of it is, it does not fucking surprise me at all.
no,
And
no.
that is the most
Fuck,
sickening
bro?
fucking part. Is it does not surprise me because I know I've seen the fucking dark side of PC. Even before I had a PC, I seen the dark side,
And I want to
and
give
I knew this shit was coming.
a huge shout out to some of these people too, because uh the part where they're asking if, and this is the exact quote, lolicons. I don't know what a lolicon is. My guesstimate is people that like anime and like sexually wise. Says
A
lolicons, how do we
lolicon
feel
is
about her?
it's where you have a character that looks like a little kid but ain't really a little kid, and
Oh
people
God.
and yeah, and people a group of people who are attracted to that kind of thing. That's what a
Jesus
lolicon is.
Christ, bro. What
Yeah,
the
bro.
Lolicon
fuck?
is
Wow.
derived from a phrase, lolicon complex. It refers to a genre of manga anime artwork that depicts young. Let me read a little bit more into this here. Depicts young or younger looking characters in a sexualized manner. So a lot of that Japanese anime shit that you see.
Yeah,
Jesus
bro.
Christ, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking gross. Well, I learned something
Just,
today.
just looking that up on on my phone, I probably ended up on some type of fucking list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. Go ahead, scrub that big dog. Go ahead,
that's
Yeah,
scrub
fucking
yeah,
that.
gross. That is fucking gross. Shame,
yeah.
shame, shame. Seriously, shame. And
Shame.
I am so glad. And big
Bullets.
problem with this is that anime, video games, manga, all this intertwines with each other. So whether we like it or not, we're going to get some of that crowd into our space, but we have to protect our space. We are the biggest industry in the fucking world. Video games is, I mean, fuck. Even my mom plays Candy Crush. That's a fucking video game. She may talk shit about all the video games I play, but she's a gamer her fucking self, whether she knows it or not. You know what I mean? But that is how big this industry is. We need to protect it against fucking sick individuals like this. But I'm done with it. Just keep an eye out, guys. Protect your children. We've talked about this on the channel before with Roblox and how we need to, be wary of our children and what they're getting themselves into. Just protect yourselves, protect the ones you love, protect the ones even that you don't know. Just protect as many people as you can, especially the children. But Henry, anything else you got to say about this shit?
Nah, man. I'm not surprised, man. You know, anytime it's something Japanese with a youth, you gonna have the weirdos coming out the woodworks.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
it's
Yep.
it's like that with I can't even express how many anime because I watch anime. You know what I mean? But you hop on X or any of these other little sites and people are talking about it, rest assured there's gonna be a handful of people in there
Yeah, you could have tentacles coming
sexualizing.
out of
Yeah,
every orifice and
yeah,
all that shit.
they it's what's bring back gatekeeping, bro.
Yeah,
Bring it on back.
yeah,
Call
And
these
share with
shut
I'll
them.
share with I'll share with the chat real quick. Are you there?
yeah. We're here. We're
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah, I thought your headset died for a second. And I'll share with the chat real quick something that my stepmother recently, well, not recently, but over the last couple of years when I've been raising my kid and whatnot, when she's been basically married to my dad for 10 years. Pay attention to your children. And not
Mm-hmm.
only to your children, but children in your family, whether they be cousins, nephews, whatever. And she shared one simple quote: "You cannot unfuck up a kid
Yeah,
because that kid is that kid and is going to be raised in a certain way.
yep,
Once it's fucked up for good.
yep,
And is that your fault or is that the world's fault or the environment's fault?"
yep.
So I'm yeah. Pay attention.
Yeah, for
Put
sure.
the controller down and focus on family if family is what needs to be focused on.
That's a fact. That's a fact, guys. And look, I don't want to make this a main topic of the evening, but it's just so important to me, man. We're all family people. We all have, whether you get along with your parents or not, whether you get along with your siblings or not, all that's fucking irrelevant, man. Let's try to be the best humans we can be and just
Hmm.
doing simple shit like defending the powerless, the weaker of our society. Like, that should be standard. That should be fucking standard, man. Let's protect the innocents out there and let's keep an eye on them because there's fucked up individuals and they're becoming bolder and bolder as the years go on. Look at this shit. I would have
Mm-hmm.
never imagined in a million fucking years that these fucking pieces of shit will be out here arguing on a public fucking forum if a fucking child is worthy enough to get groomed to. What the fuck are you thinking?
They're hiding behind anonymity. That's what they're doing. You put 99% of these some bitches out on the street, they would not talk the way that they're talking online.
And where the fuck is government agency on this? These motherfuckers want to come in when you say some stupid shit about fucking any other foreign nation, but yet when you're talking about kids in a public fucking forum, like why isn't the FBI making mods and as soon as you fucking download it, bam, we have your fucking
Bro.
IP, we have everything, we're fucking investigating you. Just a couple weeks ago on the fucking Discord, I posted a white hacker, a white hat hacker, which these guys, what they do is they hack into multinational companies, right? The big guys, and they find out the weaknesses in their programs and then they report it. For example, the one that I shared was with PlayStation. This guy was able to hack the PS5, found some sort of weakness, and then sent it to Sony. Sony and then gave him a $10,000 check. They said, thank you so much for helping us, showing us a weakness. They patched it out and problem solved. And that's how some of these guys make a career. They hack shit to find the weaknesses. They're the good guy hackers, basically.
Yeah.
Why the fuck aren't these people? And I'm sure there is. If you guys ever seen the Sean Ryan show, there's a guy out there who's one of these hackers, and he does that all the time. He catches these fucking predators, right? But why isn't the fucking government actually doing something for good now more than ever, especially with how open people are on social media? Like how drunk people are, right? What is it? A drunk person is telling you the truth in their way, or whatever this fucking saying is. A half-ass drunk is telling you the full truth, or a full drunk is telling you the half
It's
truth, or some shit.
a drunk mouth is telling the sober truth. It's something like that. It's something like that shit. I don't fucking know. It's something about being drunk and telling the sober truth or something.
Exactly.
I heard before. I just don't, you know what I'm saying, directly
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
it.
It is something along those lines. A drunk thought is a sober truth.
There we go.
Yeah, yeah,
Drunk thought it
something
was
like
sober
that.
truth.
There you go. There you go.
But either way, let's move it on. And one of the things that I put in the title is Fortnite changing forever? And I know we've been
Ooh,
talking about Fortnite for a long time, but this is going to lead us into a whole live service thing segment, and this is probably the meat and potatoes of the conversation we're going to have tonight, because we're also going to be talking about PlayStation's next live service game, all in
oh,
one. But the
oh,
Fortnite is changing forever part is the actual mode that Fortnite started with, which is Fortnite Save the World, has
the Founders Pack.
officially the Founders Pack has officially gone free to play, marking the
Uh,
end of an era. Um, Gamers have had to pay. Um, Alien, they
I
have to
believe
hold
it
up,
was
hold up, hold up.
$40.
Alien says because they have to more serious. How much more serious can you be with child predators? Do I want the FBI chasing a fucking guy who robbed a bank, or do I want the FBI chasing fucking child predators that are hurting children?
Predators.
I want them to do both, but focus on one more than the other. How many bank robberies do you hear happen every day? But how many kids get fucked up every day?
Exactly.
Um, but this mode is what set off Fortnite, bro. This is what actually. So this has been my argument for many, many years. No, not many, many years, but for the last couple of years, is that create a game, create. Actually, let's go back a little bit because I'm getting ahead of myself. But Fortnite, Save the World has officially gone free to play. So basically, gamers have had to pay to play Fortnite Save the World since its early access all the way back in 2017. And now, for the first time, they're able to hop in and give a survival game a try completely free of charge. But Fortnite Save the World is a PvE co op survival game. And this is what Fortnite was created for originally. The Battle
Badass mode.
Royale was just an add on to that game. But what
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
happened? The Battle Royale became more popular than the actual game itself. So Epic said, let's invest our time and money in that. That's what people like. And next thing you know, Fortnite Battle Royale became the biggest game in the world. And that has been my argument with live service games, especially from PlayStation, is build off the IP that you already have, right? We have Naughty Dog's Last of Us, what's it fucking called?
Actions.
Factions,
Factions, yeah.
built off that, which they tried, but they gave up before they put it out. Ghost of Tsushima, they do their, or the Ghost
Legends.
IP, they do Legends, and they're building off that, right? And I think that's the best way to go on about it instead of just creating a whole new IP, spending a whole bunch of money, see if it works or not. But it's finally free to play. I've never played it before, and I'm actually excited to play it. And I was going to ask you guys, do you guys want to check it out on one of these Tuesdays? Because
Yeah,
I've
Hell
I've
yeah, check
been
it
I am
out.
down.
I've never played it.
I love Save the World.
I know that we
Oh
had
shit.
a Dying Light planned for this week, but maybe we may change to Save the World.
Save
Let
the World is all about tower defense and building and preventing.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sweet.
That's the shit that I was in day one because I was in the Founders Pack.
yeah.
So when that game dropped day one, I was in there and I was playing it, and I only dropped off of it when the Battle Royal kicked off and it started taking off, and I was like, where the fuck did everybody go? Because everybody transferred from Save the World into the Battle Royale, and you couldn't really matchmake on Save the World.
Well, fuck yeah, we should do this on Tuesday then. But yeah. So number one, what does this mean for Fortnite RPG? Or Henry, we'll start with you. What do you think this means for Fortnite? Do you think that, because we've seen a lot of changes with Fortnite lately, right? They laid off 1,000 people. They've
Yep.
closed a couple other game modes. Where do you think Fortnite is heading, and what do you think this means with them freeing this up? Do you think it was just time? I mean, it's been 7, 8 years or 9 years.
I think it's just them trying to like freshen things up. Giving the people something else to try because it's probably a ton of people that play the battle royale that never touched
Yeah,
to save the world portion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Like
one
I
of
used to
them.
play. I used to play Fortnite. I've never played save the world. My son will probably check it out. You know what I mean? Think about all the 10 and 12 year olds that's probably gonna jump in and check that out. That like Fortnite. My son plays Fortnite with his cousins, so all of them together probably gonna try it. It's probably a group of neighborhood kids, a whole bunch of young kids who will probably check it out. So it'll probably do something to, revitalize, and probably for sure they'll probably get a spike, I think. And PvE is the wave right now, so
Hmm.
they're probably looking at some trends and saying,
Yep.
instead of making something new, hey, we already got this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's
we
just
already got
make it
this
free.
shit built in the basement.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just make it free to play. Probably throw some, some updates up in there, throw some new stuff up in there. Because they already got all the assets made. You know what I mean? It ain't really gonna cost them nothing. It
No,
probably ain't gonna cost them nothing at all, to be honest
Yeah.
with you, because
the
it's
flip of
already
the
up.
switch.
Yeah, all they'll be doing is just making it free to play, and I'm pretty sure they got the service. If there is like a huge surge, they already got the service for it, so you ain't got to really worry about no crashing. So yeah, I think it's a good idea on them, and they probably like, what I'm saying, we got it, let's use it instead of trying to make something new. And yeah, I think it'll work out for them. I think it's a good idea. I'm keen to check it out with y'all boys, man.
Yep. What about you, RPG? What do you think about it? Same thing as Henry?
Mostly with Henry. My only hang up here is I think it should have come out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's where I think that it should have dropped. I think it's a little too far past its prime.
Mm.
That they went real heavy into the BR, and that's where they put all their focus. And the only reason I think that they're doing this Save the World unlock, where it's free to play and all this other shit, is because they're starting to see those numbers starting to drop from the BR. Fortnite is not as big as it was a couple years ago, or
mm,
last year or the year before. So this kind of feels like a knee-jerk reaction, like, oh, well, we have this thing that we are charging for. Let's stop charging for it and see what happens.
Yeah. I can see that as well. I mean, I think that the people, like us will know about it, right? But
Mm.
I don't know if the general populace will know about it. But I also think that the Fortnite name just has its own, like,
Stigma.
as soon as people hear that name, they're kind of like with it or not. So I don't know if they can do much anymore to either bring people in. I think that they have to do something completely new, completely unexpected to bring in the amount of people that I don't know, a good amount of people, a good amount of like people that are willing to try the game again or come back to the game outside of what they normally play the game for, outside of that base gameplay that people either like or don't like. But yeah. But what do you guys also think about my theory that I have been saying now that I got all three of you guys of the way that these developers should be working these live service games? Because one of the reasons I want to bring up Fortnite is PlayStation is working on their own live service game, which is coming from what's their fucking name? Hold on, I got it written here
Haven.
from
Haven.
Haven Studios, which still has not been canceled,
Interesting.
and is still expected to release. We just don't know when. But I don't know if Haven. I think that, and we talked about this during High Guard. I think that there is some sort of uh exhaustion or tiredness about live service games in a way. What's it called?
Fatigue.
Fatigue. And whether a live service game is good or not, I think people are just automatically talking negatively about it. I think that these developers pushed live service very hard for the last 6, 7 years. And I think that people are just kind of fed up with it. I mean, there's still people that are willing to try it, right? But I think that it gives people the heebie jeebies right away when they hear a developer, especially a developer that doesn't it's not a live service developer create a live service game, right? It's the same old conversation of like, oh, they're wasting the time and money. They could have created a single player game, that typical conversation. But what do you guys think about the format of how I explained of these live service games to get created instead of creating something from the ground up fresh, taking some existing IP and creating something off of that versus the other way around? Do you think that's a better way of doing it? Do you think it's irrelevant that the stigma's already there? Like, what do you guys think about that? RPG, we'll start with you.
Go ahead and go to Henry.
Henry, go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah, I do. I agree with you on that. Starting. do a lot multiplayer spin-off of something you already made. That's one of the reasons why Factions 2 would have been so good because the world is already made. You know what I mean? People are already they know what's going on. They got a certain attachment to it, and they just experiencing it in a new way. And and as far as Haven Studios, I didn't ever think it would have been a good game. You know what I'm saying? Just based off of the type of game that it was. It's gonna be like a heist type game. And just looking at the competition at the time, those games just generally don't do all that well. You know, Payday didn't do all that well. The finals was the best one as far as player base and quality wise, and that I think that topped out at maybe 50K
Hmm.
players. Though it did make enough money for them to go ahead on and produce Arc Raiders, but that studio is not. I mean, well, Haven Studio is pretty small too, if I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, they got PlayStation expectations. So, in my opinion, if it were me, I would have shut that joint down. You know what I mean? If we already in the mood of canceling and shutting shit down and putting people in other places, I would have been shut that bitch down.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of it kind of makes me even more curious to see what the game got going on for them to keep pumping into it because the issue they got with the game is a fundamental issue. The playtesters talking about it's not fucking fun. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't find the fun with the game. So in my opinion, why the fuck are we still funding this? Why do we still got these people working on this and paying the lease on this building and doing all this other stuff for this game that ain't even fucking fun in the test? So I don't know how they gonna turn it around. I don't know what they see in the game to keep putting money into it. I think they should exit. Personally, you know, I read an article about they include multiple modes up in there, and one of the mode is gonna have like some extraction shooter elements to it. Stupid idea. Um, I it's a rough one, man. It's a rough one. I think they should just shut that bitch down, spread these people out amongst other studios, or make them into a support studio to help get some of these other games out faster, or make them into a support studio where they're creating where they're helping to create extra content for the live service games they already got pumping. You know, they could even use this studio to help Bungie put out some stuff and fix fucking Destiny 2 or something. You know what I mean? It's other stuff they could be doing than wasting time with a not fun game, which is
I
what it is.
I think the ship has sailed with that because I mean, look at the Horizon multiplayer game. I mean, it just looks like a cookie cutter. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing. I think PlayStation still has, I honestly don't think that they're making those games for us. I really think that they're really going after the Fortnite crowd. And look,
Hmm.
right now, Fortnite is at its weakest position it's been in a long time. But that should tell you something. That should tell you something, man. Because even look, I was listening to my son playing with Nelson's kids, and they were making fun of Fortnite. They're like, "Oh, that game is weak, bro. That shit is trash." You know what I mean? I'm like, isn't the audience that they're trying to get right? Isn't this the audience that they want for daddy? Hey, dad, can you buy me a scan DLC? So if it's just another thing of being out of touch, and look, it's gonna have to hurt their pockets for them to finally let it sink
Die.
in and die. But the problem with that is that now we're suffering because they could be working on Horizon Forbidden West or Horizon 3, finish out that trilogy and move on to the next thing. But nope, instead, the majority of that studio is focusing on this fucking live service game. And how long will it be till we get Horizon? Probably the PS6 gen at the earliest. But RPG, you're back. Welcome. What do you have to say about this?
I'm in complete agreement with you and Henry on both aspects of this fair games game. I say kill it. Don't let it launch. Don't try to suck up what little money you can off of the sales off of it. Just kill it.
It ain't gonna be no
It's
sales. This will be free to play.
no, even with the microtransactions that they're
Uh,
hoping to gain off of the game launching. Get rid of it. It's not passing the smell check inside before it ever launches. What hope does it have in the real world?
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Just cut the foot off. The foot is dead. get rid of it, move on to somewhere else. Put these talented people in other studios, like Henry said, with Bungie or whoever that has a good history. Whether it's making shit for Destiny 2, whether it's making shit for Destiny 3, or whatever. MLB The Show, Gran Turismo, whatever the case may be. These actual games that have hit and they're hitting good. Stop trend chasing, start trend setting.
Facts. And FYI, guys, Henry is a live service connoisseur. And the next game we're going to talk about, RPG loves, which is No Man's Sky. Now, No Man's
Oh,
Sky just got a new,
Little BAFTA love.
yeah,
they
another,
got Pokemon.
yeah. And the crazy thing is with No Man's Sky is we got gamers now begging No Man's Sky team to give them money. They're like, my guy,
They've
we
been
understand.
doing that for like 8 years.
Yeah, we're like, we understand you made a mistake a decade ago. Okay, we get that, but you fixed the shit. You paid back in abundance. Like, can we at least buy you a cup of coffee? And they're like, nah, this is for y'all. Is that the attitude that developers should take with live service game, as is cherry on top kind of thing, as is a freebie, as is the goodie bag, as is the, you know, when you go to a birthday party as a kid and they give you a bag of candy, everybody gets a bag of candy. Is that what live service should be instead of the main, the main course? Because that's how I've always viewed live service game, even back during the PS2 or PS3 era, where you buy a game, you have the campaign, you have your multiplayer side to it. The multiplayer shit was always a side thing to me. It always was the, if I like the campaign and the game and I want to play more, then I'll hop in and play the live service side of it. What do you think about that, RPG?
I'm a little indifferent about it. No Man's Sky has come a long way, and they've gotten to the point where they wanted to be at launch and what they needed to be at launch, and they went far and surpassed that period. But they've not been greedy. They acknowledge their F ups, they acknowledge their shortcomings, and they've capitalized on that. The fact that this company has not asked for any money for these updates is awesome. And people are still, like, oh, well, let us give you money. But the second that No Man's Sky starts asking for money for an update, that's when the whole internet's going to turn against them. In my mind.
Yeah.
But if the people really want to support this dev, when they decide to, whenever, whether it's going to be next year or whether it's going to be 10 years or 15 years from now, whenever they decide to launch another game, if you're really serious about paying it forward to this dev, go and support their next game. At a day one buy. Do not wait for a sale. Do not F around and all this other crap. Don't question whether or not this is going to be a No Man's Sky launch 2.0 or whatever. When they decide, hey, Light No Fire is going to be available in 2027 or 2030 or 2040, support that launch. If you really feel that you owe this company anything for the amount of content that they gave you.
Yep.
So what do you think about the thing that I said about live service should be a side dish, not the main course?
In some games, yeah, especially if they're building off of a core game, like something like Space Marines 2.
Yep. Or Gears of War or
Gears of
Halo
War.
or
Yep.
or something like that. See, Xbox is good at doing that type of stuff. A lot of their games do have that with.
Well, they used to be good at that stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
They used
we're
to
talking
be.
about 360 days here.
Yeah, we're talking 20 years ago,
Yeah.
Henry. You're old, bro. You're comparing 20 years to now like it was just yesterday. Nah, player.
Bruh.
That was a long time ago,
Bruh.
man.
I
Hey,
don't really
bruh.
know. I really don't know how live service is supposed to go in these times because
I'll
it is
tell you
so
though.
convoluted.
I'll tell you though. Like in seeing, I forget the name of this. The Hello Games. Is that the name of them?
Yeah,
What's
Hello
the name?
Games.
Like and seeing them come on stage and because I put this inside the Discord where they accepted their award and it was supposedly the whole team. It ain't that many motherfuckers working on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're a live service studio, you shouldn't be that big to the point to where you need all these multiples and multiples of millions of dollars coming in to support your studio. Otherwise, your game gonna close down in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you just strictly gonna make multiplayer, just be an independent studio. Don't be owned by nobody. Start small and build up and build up and build up until you grow it into a massive game. And on the AAA side, do what Will's saying. Get you a pick one of your where it's applicable now. Don't just be trying to force it on any IP. Where it's applicable, get you have your main 30-hour campaign, however long it is. Then, if you can, spin off a multiplayer with the world that you created. Then do that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because you have the success of the main course that's gonna be driving. That's what people buy. That's gonna sell. Your 10 million, your 12 million, however many million. That's the main driving force of the game. And then the multiplayer is just extra, and if people jump in and pay that buy some microtransactions or whatever, that's icing on the cake right there because they already have spent the 70. And if they friend want to play with them or whatever, then they'll come in and spend 70. And then they got more than just the multiplayer. They got a full campaign game with a story and all that kind of stuff. So the customer is getting more than just a free to play. You know what I'm saying? So the customer ain't getting ripped off, and also the company has the ability to, begin some microtransaction money coming in as a little steady flow on top of still selling the game for on sale for $40, full price on 70. You know what I mean? So they'll still be getting the money they want to get, and people who like multiplayer will still be getting live service to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I
So
just say
it's a
fuck them
it's
all, bro. Fuck live
oh that's some
service. Live
bullshit,
service
bro.
can suck my dick.
Goddamn,
Look, I
bro.
have fun with live service. I just don't
Told
have
you is
fun
on this guy.
enough. I just don't have enough fun with them to like fight for them in any way, shape, or form. Like, what does live service do besides be a time sucker, a time succubus, and a money succubus? Like, please,
Well,
somebody help me understand because the whole
well,
fucking thing of, oh, bro, it was me and him 1v1 and I did this move and he barely got me, but then I did this trick and then bam, I killed him.
yeah,
The rush was accelerating. Like, I just don't
yeah,
buy that, bro. How about you
yeah.
fucking go jack off while you hear your wife walk in before she catches you? Like, that's enough of a rush for you. You know what I mean? Like, why we gotta
Well,
do it in a fucking weak ass game that you get nothing except here's 13 more XP. Now you get to unlock the fucking black version of the same fucking gun you've had for fucking three
yeah.
months. Like,
The
come
black
on,
version
man.
cleaner though. The black version look better though.
Look, the black version does look better, but fuck, it's not worth a million XP that you gotta earn to get it. I just don't think
Black
it's
don't
worth
crack.
it. Hey, black don't crack. The blacker the berry, the sweeter
Yeah,
the juice. That's a fact.
yeah. But no, I mean, on a real note, the Henry was talking about the
Oh
acceptance
shit.
speech of Hello Games and Sean Moore. You heard the passion, you seen the passion that he had for this
Mhm.
game and what he
Yeah.
had for his team, and
Yep.
that was a real takeaway from the entire 2.5 hour BAFTA. And that might be a little bit of bias on my part, but I heard and I seen the passion he had for the game and he had for his team and he had for his community. He
Mhm.
just likes building games and playing games. He doesn't care about
Mhm.
profit. He cares about the community and he cares about his product.
Yeah, he's living his dream, man. He's doing what he
Yeah,
loves, and he loves what he does, and what he does loves him. Never mind.
but
Yes.
yeah, he's a true guy out there among from all these other guys out there that are slinging $300 million games and getting these 10 to $30 million cells or whatever, these units sold or whatever. This guy's just like, we effed up at the beginning. We made the best, and then we made it better.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's
Mm-hmm.
what I really took from Bacchus
and
when he accepted his reward.
you got to give credit to those guys because those guys are fewer and fewer in between that
Hmm.
actually survive out here. There's so many of those guys that, look what happened to Xbox last year. I mean, a lot of the guys that created some of your favorite IPs got let go. And it's
Yeah.
a shame because, we grew
Yeah.
up playing these guys'
Hi-Fi
games and
Rush.
yeah, Hi-Fi Rush, and there's just a lot, and it's unfortunate. So I understand what RPG is saying. Let's appreciate them while they're here. But man, the live service industry as a whole, I think they went too aggressive with it, man. I mean, look, fucking $20 for a horse skin or fucking these battle passes where they barely do anything except cosmetic shit. Because now if they do anything play to win, now it's like, oh no, you're pay to win and blah. You know what I mean? So it's a whole fucking argument. And
Sony went way too hard.
Sony went way too hard, creating way too many, way too fucking fast, and that's a problem that we're dealing with now. Look how many games we got coming out, in the last couple of years. Not very many, but let's talk about real quick about one of Sony's games that's coming out in 2 weeks, Sorrows. And it's not much of a conversation here, but I do want to get your guys' opinion because we got some information on how big Sorrows is. And what I mean by
Okay.
that is how many fucking gigs. So
Interesting.
Sorrow is 83.440 gigs.
Interesting.
Wow.
Mm.
When I saw that, I'm like, that is actually very surprising. But then it doesn't surprise me. So why it doesn't surprise me is because the graphics look heavenly in the game, and that takes a lot of data. But what do you guys think about that size, real quick?
I mean, I think it's cool. It's just another exercise in that cracking technology, that they made a big deal about, and they made a point to, let us know about. Because usually, I mean, well, I won't say usually. I've not heard a hardware company really make it a point to showcase a technology like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool that they really it wasn't just all talk. It wasn't just a gimmick. You know what I mean? They really utilizing that, and you really see it quite often when a new game, especially if it's like a third party or something, you see the size difference in the Xbox version or the PlayStation version, and a lot of times it is quite a bit of a difference. Even though like for me, I don't keep a ton of games on my dashboard. I keep a couple of live service, and then I keep one main single player game, and I keep an indie, and that's pretty much it. And then after I beat that bitch get deleted.
No,
So
he
I'm
don't
never,
clog up his shit like me.
yeah,
Well,
I'm never really starved for space at
Well,
all.
that's
But
the
it
reason I
is cool.
ask. That's the reason I ask is because a lot of people are complaining. I complain about Call of Duty and a lot of different things. One of their things is the size because Call of Duty doesn't, or for a long time, they didn't just let you pick, all right, I just want the campaign. That is it. You got to download all this other shit. So just to play the
Hmm.
campaign, you got to download 120 gigs. And then when you download absolutely everything, you're at 180. So you really only save like 40 gigs or 60 gigs. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
like people are complaining about space, which is, it's a real thing, right? But at the same time, like I just don't think space is that big of a deal. Look, if Sony only gave me like 300 gigs, yeah, I'd be having a fucking problem with it. But they're giving you 800 gigs. How many games are
Hmm.
you playing at one time? Like even me who beats 5 to 10 games a month, 60 to 100 games a year. I do will it play with no internets, right? I'm only really playing like maybe 5 games at once,
Hmm.
and the majority of those games are small indie games just to hop in and hop out real quick. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I just don't see the problem. And guess what? I handled it. I bought what is it, a 4 terabyte SSD. I have a 2 terabyte external drive, and then I have
Gotcha.
my 800 gigs or 1,000 gigs that come on the PlayStation, or is it 2,000? I forget what it is.
Gotcha.
But I just handled it, right? But it could
Yeah.
be pricey, right? I think I paid me and Nelson bought ours at the same time. I think we paid 350 on sale when the Pro came out. I know that that's way more expensive now. But the thing is, to me, it's not that big of a deal. What about to you guys? RPG, how about you?
It's not a big deal. I mean, for me and for probably a lot of the people that's going to be listening to the show, I have a PlayStation 5 Pro. That bitch came with the 2 terabyte already installed. And then you're saying that, you got a 4 terabyte SSD and then you have another 2 terabytes of whether external drive. It's not a
And
big deal for me.
then he got
The
onboard
cloud
storage.
storage. Yeah, yeah. I don't really see a problem with, what did you say that returnal was, like 85 area
80,
gigs?
83 gigs, almost 84.
Yeah.
Yeah, 83 ain't shit.
But that's a game that you're gonna put anywhere from 40 to maybe 80 hours completion, and then you're really not gonna touch that thing for another year or two down the road. I don't see an issue with that. But when it comes to like things like Call of Duty, that's like an automatic 200 gigs right off the bat between campaign, multiplayer, or Warzone because it's got to download the entire hub.
Yeah.
That becomes a little bit fattening in your storage area.
Yeah,
And then you're gonna think about things like GTA 6. How many gigs is that fucking game gonna take?
I will say 150.
That's gonna be fucking big.
But question for you guys: if you are buying GTA 6 day one, and it's
Hmm.
150 gigs, how many other games are going to be playing at the same time?
None. I
Right?
mean that's
Maybe
gonna be that's
maybe
gonna be
one
the
other
main.
game.
Maybe one other, maybe two other. Right?
Maybe Call
Yeah.
of Duty on top of that, but then you're multiplying GTA 6 and Call of Duty size, so that's an easy
Okay.
500 gigs between the both of them.
Exactly. So I think that's where the real problem comes in, right? If you have Call of Duty installed, Fortnite installed,
Hmm.
fucking, the games of these sizes, which by the way, if you're playing single player games, there's not many that are that big. I mean, we have Horizon, which is huge. We have Starfield, which is huge. But the games that are over 100 gigs, you could actually count them on two hands. You know what I mean? That are single player
Yeah.
driven. Live service, I don't really know much on that side. I know Call of Duty's a big one, but do you guys know other big data fucking games out there like Call of Duty?
I think last time I played Destiny was a decent
Yeah,
size.
Destiny was a good one.
Yeah, Destiny
Oh,
a decent
Destiny's huge.
size.
Yeah, that was like 120. Yep. Well,
But like other stuff like yes, Siege ain't that big for
yo,
a
what's up,
live
Outsider
service.
Gaming? I ain't seen you on
Outside
the
in the
chat in a while. How you doing,
business.
bro? I'm sorry to cut you off,
Yeah,
Henry.
No, you
I
good,
don't
but
know how big the sports games are because I don't play sports
yeah, me
games,
neither.
so
I
I
would
don't.
imagine 2K probably a decent size. 2K got a lot to it. But I don't play it, so I don't know.
But let me ask you guys
Uh,
this. If you're a ball and shooter type of gamer, right? So basically kind of a casual gamer, right? If all you're playing is Call of Duty, a sports game. Oh, look, Hero right here has it 45 to 78 gigs for a sports game. I know Hero likes FIFA or not
FIFA,
FIFA, but football club.
football club.
yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you, Hero, for that. So if you're playing, a sports game, Call of Duty, I mean, what one or two other games, the PS5 is going to handle those just about no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, the only really issue you're going to run into is something like the Series S that has a very, very limited SSD.
Yeah, but that's your fault.
Yeah, well, some people some
RPG takes
people
it to the
swear
extreme,
by it.
bro. Wait, which one?
The Series S, some people swear by that
Uh,
system. They fucking broke boy gamers. I'm not no shame nobody, but
hey, I swear behind the
Hey,
Series S that it's trash. No, I mean like
it,
if you're a casual gamer who's just hopping in the game here and there, yeah, Series S is fine for you, man. It's just
yeah, I
30
mean
bucks for Game Pass.
that's
That's
what
the
my
thing.
kid rocks. He rocks the Series S and he doesn't have any problems, but he's not seen the true light of a PS5 Pro because he doesn't see it.
Man,
He
oh
doesn't
man.
mhm.
My
he doesn't
kid,
see it. Like he doesn't see like he's the same type of person that doesn't see the difference between 30 and 60.
Mm.
Is the most easiest thing I could put it into. He's I actually went out and bought him a 4K TV, even though his Series S wasn't really going to ever fully take care of that 4K system or that 4K TV. But I still felt bad because he was rocking like a 720p TV.
Oh
So I was
shit, I'm
like, all
for
right,
real
well,
playing hide and seek with Diana in here, bro. What the fuck?
yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find her.
But
Yeah.
he's playing a Series S on a 4K TV, but he's not having any problems with it because he doesn't really know any better because he's not really seen any better. He doesn't play on
Mm.
my setup.
See, my kid's a little different. I got my kid's very first console ever was the Switch One, and then after
Mhm.
that, he's like, I need something a little more, and then I got him the Series S, and then now he's on the PS5. Now he's there because all he plays is some weak ass games, but once he gets a little bit
Wow.
older, I know that PS5 Pro is going to be in his sights or a Pro of sorts. But yeah, I just I'm sorry, Outsider Gaming. I know I cut Henry off. I know I'm sorry, bro. But Hugh Yee says I'm not bothered. I have a 2 terabyte external SSD plus the 1 terabyte internal. The Pro 4 terabyte external for PS4. Yeah, I mean, look, I think a lot of us are in a similar situation, and you can buy an external still pretty cheap. Now you can't play off of it, but you can still store
No,
your games, and it's way faster than installing them.
the
So
transfer
Yep.
feed is crazy.
yeah, it's super, super fast. I'm gonna find her again. I don't know where the fuck she was, but I'm gonna try it again. But yes, I just don't think that's a big concern. But either way, let's talk. Let's continue with PlayStation because there is uh crunch culture, which I love talking about.
Shout out to Crunch Culture.
The a former Naughty Dog dev has revealed the studio
Oh
sees
my god.
crunch as a natural consequence of maintaining its level of quality.
Yep.
Crunch, a practice in which devs are either required or feel coerced to put in extreme hours to reach a certain deadline, has been a hot button issue across gaming industry for years. A hot button issue for fucking pussies. Let me say that
Yeah,
right away.
bro.
And
Yeah,
sadly, it
bro.
doesn't seem going away anytime soon. According to one insider, it's become so pervasive at Naughty Dog, in particular, because the company has accepted it as inevitable. So, real quick, the name of the guy is Besnan Russell, who formerly worked as a senior game designer for Naughty Dog. And he revealed this on the Kiwi Talks podcast that the studio eventually accepted crunch as inevitable after trying and failing to mitigate it. Now, they talked about it in the Last of Us Part 2 documentary, which, by the way, I love when developers do those documentaries. I think they're fire. But I've said this every single week. I think the video game industry is just bad at management, right? In general,
Mm-hmm.
they're just terrible at it. They're the worst at it out of any industry that I've seen. And I'm not singling them out because I think management is just people want to talk shit about managers, but good managers are. It's like a Ferrari. It's like the Mona Lisa. It's like your mom's favorite dish. It's like they hit just right when you need them to, and management is important. People like to see that management isn't, but look, I've been in management my whole career. From my first job ever, McDonald's, I started out as a fry guy. Basically, I sit at a fry station 8 hours a day during summer that year, and it was so bad that from my elbow down my body was tan, but the rest of my body was pasty as fuck. That's how much my hands were under them ovens to keep the fries warm. And after doing
Yep.
that for 2 weeks, I got promoted to cash register. I did cash register for like 2 months. Then I went to the kitchen. I did that for like 2 months. And then I became a crew trainer. So now I was training the incoming personnel. I did that for like a year. And then I got promoted to fucking shift manager. And ever since then, I loved it. I love managing because it is managing is an art, believe it or not. You're dealing with
Chaos.
so many variances. You're dealing with so many things as chaos. You're dealing with people's personalities, schedules, production. Like there's so much. And if you're really good at your job, it's like anything. But crunch, right? I think a big problem of Naughty Dog and a lot of other studios, but we're going to focus on Naughty Dog for now, is they just have poor management. We know Neil Druckmann is a poor manager. We know this. This is a fact. He himself has said it. The fucking employees have said it. Developers have said it. The way everybody knows Neil Druckmann sucks. That doesn't take away from the things that he's good at. It's just that he sucks at managing, right? And it's not just Neil. It's the senior management team. Because if you're crunching your people for that long, and look, I'm not against crunch, I'm for crunch. The only thing that I'm against crunch is when you're doing it for long, extended periods of time. If you got to crunch for a couple months, sure. If you're in a 5-year project and you got to crunch the last 6 months, okay, I get that. But if you're crunching consistently, that's a fucking problem. That is a big fucking problem. If out of a 5-year development cycle or 90 Dogs example, they've been developing most of their games are 7, 8, 9 years, and you're fucking crunching for even 30, 40% of that time, you're the fucking problem. There's no reason you should be crunching for that long. But
No, you're
crunch,
short staffing.
you're short staffing, or you're just not managing correctly where you're sending people on a wild goose chase or redoing shit because you don't have a layout, a proper layout on how to do things. But as
You're
far
not
as,
optimized.
yeah, you're not optimized. But as far as like crunch itself, fuck no. We all got a crunch. I was in sales, or I still am in sales, but I was in car sales. The last week of the month was crunch month. If your day off was Thursday and the last day of the month landed on Thursday, you're not off. You just take another day off next week.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a teacher and report cards are due, guess what? You're fucking crunching. You're a firefighter and you're about to clock out, but that fire alarm goes off. Guess what? You're fucking crunching. You're a police officer. You're fucking 6:30. Your clock ends at 7. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna stop at this Dunkin' Donut, get me a donut, a coffee. Wait out the last 30 minutes before I head back to the station. And you get a 911 call. You're fucking crunching.
Yeah, I
Crunching.
mean, look at how many people complained about Cold Cruncher back in 2001.
Yeah. Fuck. Look at the crunching that happened in the 90s and 2000s from some of your best studios, and they put out what? Some of their best work ever. Look at the ball players. I mean, how many of you guys have watched a baseball game and it's the bottom of the ninth inning, 2 outs, bases loaded, full count, and you get that grand slam? That's fucking crunch. You're in the bottom, or I should say the bottom of the ninth, but the bottom of the 10th or whatever. You're fucking crunching. But guess what? When you hit it out of the park, that feeling is just incredible, right? If you're a developer at Naughty Dog and you've been crunching for 4 months, 6 months, and your game comes out, you get a 90 Metacritic, you sell 2 million copies in 24 hours, you get, 30 million sales lifetime, you
Big
get
old
your
fat bonus.
fat bonus, you say the shit was worth it.
Yep.
And even in your personal life, how many of us had to work overtime for months and months and months so we can buy our car, so we can pay off our debt, so we can buy our kids school clothes, so we can buy that PS5, so we can fucking save money to go on vacation, and you finally buy that PS5, you finally go on vacation, you finally buy your car, you finally become debt free. How good does that fucking feel?
Amazing.
Like, we need to stop with this fucking bullshit that everything has to be kosher. Everything, like, there's no stress in life. We literally talked about the pedophiles earlier. You know what I mean? Like, a lot, these motherfuckers feel comfortable talking about an AI girl because nobody is shaming them. Nobody is fucking going up there and say, you need to slap in the mouth.
Well, these types of people need to remember that they can fucking bleed.
Nobody is fucking going out there and telling their kids, oh, you want that new game? How about you, instead of just throwing the garbage out this week, you throw the garbage out and you do the dishes.
And
You
mow the
know?
fucking lawn.
And mow the lawn on top of it. Like, I just don't see a problem with that. I did say earlier, I see a problem with the extended crunch, right? There's no reason why you should be crunching for a year before the game releases. That's a fucking problem. But the crunch
that causes
itself,
burnout.
yeah, that causes burnout, and that's where you're going to lose your people. But how do you combat this besides getting better management, having a better system in place? You pay your people, right? Let's not act like these people are crunching and not getting rewarded. We all see the videos of Get Ready With Me, A Day in the Life. We see these motherfuckers walking to work and getting 5-star Michelin fucking chef making their fucking, sandwiches for lunch. We see them getting barista made fucking coffee from coffee beans imported from fucking Peru and shit. Like, my guy, you're getting benefits that not even I can afford. But anyways,
It's
And you're getting it for
included.
free. But let me pass it off to Henry. And Henry, what do you think about what Naughty Dog high or senior developer said about Crunch and how it's accepted now over at Naughty Dog?
I mean,
Like
of
I
course it's
said, this is
accepted.
your favorite studio, so I had to bring them up.
Nah. That's a hero favorite studio. But it's just part of the game, bro. It's like every job I've worked, it was crunch to a degree. You know what I mean? Whether it was mandatory overtime, voluntary, or it's just that time of the season. You know what I'm saying? It's and the main thing too I see is the majority of the people complaining about it are the people that's not even doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more people from the outside looking in that's outraged on behalf of the developers. Like they in there, they working in climate control. They not out here, you know, cracking pavement, doing road work. They're not out here collecting trash. They're not out here putting up skyscrapers and laying brick and doing all the real shit. They're not out here doing no real shit. They sitting up at a computer desk, cushioned, like in gourmet meals, getting massages, having nap times and all kind of shit. They are, and they get paid for it. It's not like they in there for free. You know what I mean? It's not like it's slave labor. They not doing this for mere shillings. They get paid damn good money to do this stuff. And as a developer, going into it at some point, you're more than likely going to be required to work a couple of extra hours for maybe a few months. It is what it is. You shouldn't have got behind in the first place. You know what I'm saying? If y'all was on schedule, if y'all was on task, doing everything you needed to do, and hitting milestones when you need to hit them, you might not have to crunch. You know what I'm saying? If everything went the way it's supposed to go and you had proper plans laid out, then you know what I'm saying, you better go home at 4 o'clock every day. And a lot of them still probably do go home at 4 o'clock every day. You know what I mean? I think a lot of this stuff be overblown, to be honest with you, because most stuff is overblown. When it comes to somebody telling their story or whatever, they're gonna tell it in such a way that they come out looking like a victim, or they got the short end of the stick. You know what the fuck you were signing up for? You went up in there.
Nah, Henry, you're
You know,
victim. You're victim shaming right now.
I don't give a fuck. These folks rich. They got paid. Fuck them. I
Yeah,
wish
people
I was a
forget
victim, bro.
that these motherfuckers are on average making over 6 figures. You know what I mean? I don't care what part of the country you're at. 6 figures is a lot of fucking money. I was just telling my son about fucking money and finances. The secret to being rich isn't. I'm sorry, I mean don't. The secret to being rich isn't how much you're making. Yes, how much you're making helps, but the secret is how much you're fucking spending. You know what I mean? If you're making
Yep.
$100,000 a year, but your fucking rent is $3,500 a month, your car payment is $1,000. Well, that's a fucking problem.
Mm.
Live within your means,
That's a
but that's the
fact.
side of that. But look, even iCrunch. Take a look at my content. When's the last time Will
Uh,
missed an upload in 2 years?
uh,
What, you think I
uh,
fucking feel like making content every fucking day? You feel like getting on here every fucking Sunday on this podcast? I'm a gamer. You think I'd rather don't spend the time? Look, right now, I've just been going over the same levels I already been to, so I don't spoil anything. Right?
uh,
I want to continue the story. I want to find out.
excuse me.
But I have a responsibility. There's people that are, and mind you, I'm not getting paid. I mean, I am. YouTube does pay me a little bit. But just so you guys know, YouTube gaming channels have the worst money ratio out of any other channel. Well, we make $1 to $3 per thousand views. Other channels like a wealth and fitness channel, they make fucking what was it, $11 to $17 per thousand views. So to say that I'm doing this for the money is completely fucking ignorant. Out of a 20,000 view video, I'll be lucky if I make fucking 15, $20.
Yeah,
30.
you're not no fucking Asmongold.
No. So I'm not
Or
doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I do it for the love of the game. And now we have people expecting these will it plays. I get comments all the time. I'm not buying this game till you test it. So they always ask me, are you going to test this game? And I'll let them know yes or no. So even I feel some sort of responsibility, right? So do you
Uh-huh.
think I feel like doing that shit all the time? Fuck no.
no.
Tonight I almost canceled because I wanted to fucking play Pragmata, but I'm like, you know what? I got a lot of topics. You guys said you were going to come, so I'm here.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel bad for them. What I do feel bad about is the poor management and poor leadership that they're under that is not doing their job properly, and they're in turn their employees are suffering for it. You know what I mean? And look,
Yep.
a lot of these guys are salaried employees, so they do get paid the fucking same no matter how many hours they put in. And that is frustrating for you. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
scheduled to work 45 hours a week, 50 hours a week, but now you're working 60, 70, and your check's the same exact, you're depending on a bonus that may or may not come. That's tough, right? But at the
And most
same
likely it
time,
will not come.
and exactly, and more than likely will not come. But you're doing what you supposedly love, right? Or do you not? And that's the question I have for these developers that don't like crunch. Why crunch in an industry that you do not want to be in? Go crunch in an industry that you do. And I know it's not as easy as just saying I'm going to go apply for somewhere else, especially with tech jobs where people are losing their job. I get it, but it's just long-term planning here. Let's start thinking about how we're gonna get away from this. Let's create our own little plan, and it's what we tell these fucking in these video game developers as well as a company. We're like, okay, you want to make this type of game. It's what you wanted to do. Don't be surprised if you fail, if that game fails. Don't be blaming nobody for your failures. Don't blame me, the gamer. Don't
No,
blame us.
you ship the product that you wanted to ship.
Exactly. Now I get it. Not every studio gets the chance to just say we want to work on this game, right? We want to work on The Witcher, and we're going to work on The Witcher. Not everybody has that freedom to pick and choose, right? A lot of it is you get told what to do and you do it. But what you do have control of is, am I going to go to work today? Am I going to go to work in this industry? You do have control of that. Am I going to work for Naughty Dog? How many people would say, fuck the crunch? I want to work for Naughty Dog because they're the best at what they do. And if I got a crunch, that's what the fuck's got to happen to get the opportunity to work there. It's just,
And
that's the
and
thing.
it's all to get your name at the end of the credit roll.
Just for that. You guys remember when we were kids, just to get into like an entry level job? Like, what do they call those internships? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they weren't paid. You got paid with experience. You know what I mean? How many
No
people were working?
bullshit.
Bullshit. Complete bullshit. Now things are a little bit different. Now you get a little bit of money. But back then, just saying that you work for Will's YouTube channel was enough to at least get you an interview somewhere.
In
And
a
some
minimum of 2 fucking years.
and a minimum, exactly. Like, I think that there is just a connection issue between how more modern people are. And look, I also don't blame them, right? Because we were told, go to school, get your degree. You do the right thing, it'll pay off. How many people went to college, got that debt, now are out in the workforce and they're making 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year, and they can't pay off that student debt and they're making the money they're not supposed to be making, right? So I understand that, but we are humans. We overcome shit. We just have to adapt and overcome. You know what I mean?
I mean, I got two sisters that are about 5 years younger than me that went to college, got that student loan debt, got quote unquote better jobs than me, but are making the same amount an hour as me and still have a $50,000 to $80,000 student loan debt.
mm-hmm.
So who's doing better?
Yep.
Me that doesn't have an 80,000 or $50,000 to $80,000 student loan debt hovering over my head, or them?
Yeah. And I think there's
One's
a
a
lot of
nurse,
that.
one's a teacher.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot
my
of that,
wife is a
man.
teacher.
Your wife
Yeah,
is a
and that
millionaire.
No, she a teacher.
but there's a lot of those people in this world that we live in now. Uh, in our age group, and it's only going to get worse in the groups
Oh, yeah,
that
it's a
come
ton of people. Ooh,
after
it's a
us.
ton of people in our age group.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's going to be horrible. And it's one thing is like I've always like and tried to instill in my son's mind is get good with your hands,
For sure.
because the only thing that can happen is, yeah, you can still chop your fingers off in a saw or whatever, but there's that talent in your hands that you'll not forget. You can still be a craftsman, you can still be a welder, you can still be a mechanic, you can still be a carpenter, whatever the case may be. Because when it comes to the tech field, when I was growing up, my grandpa always instilled into me is like you need to get into the tech field, and the tech field will carry you. Well, now we're getting into the tech field at our age where AI is starting to take over a lot of fucking jobs that the tech guys are are not getting included into. AI is just taking over.
I think the tech field is great as a side skill to have, something you can
Yeah,
use for yourself, not apply it for a company, but apply it for your own self, for your own business.
it's not a main income anymore.
Uh, I mean, even just as recent as a couple of years ago, tech was like the big thing. But yeah, if you're
Yeah.
going to go after tech, my suggestion is use it for yourself to create your own business, to create your own product, to create something for yourself. Because just like anything, man, this world is going to suck you and not in a good way and spit you
Hmm.
right back out. But let's get it back to gaming. And the last couple things I want to talk about is, or Henry, do you have anything else to say about that?
Oh no, yeah.
Good.
Nip that
Uh,
in the bud.
two major things happened this week, or three. Two, two and a half. One, Starfield came out on PlayStation 5.
Right.
And we talked about this last week that it's been crashing a lot and stuff like that. That's not what I really want to talk about. I only got a couple hours into the game because then Cyberpunk came out 2.0 or PSSR 2.0, and I've been playing that. But
Hmm.
I want to really talk about the sales. And two things about PlayStation sales. One, Starfield only did like 120 something units, which is kind of underperforming based on what the journalists and them are saying.
120,000.
Yeah, 120,000. Um, based on what they're saying, I also think that's underperforming. But who am I? But also, this was a very expensive game. Do you think that Xbox expected to sell that much, or do you think they were aiming for a lot more? I mean, their other games did a lot more, but Starfield didn't. Henry, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think they were aiming for a lot more, to be honest with you. And I mean, it would make sense to why they would expect it to do a lot more. Um, Bethesda games previously have done quite well on PlayStation, and then plus this is like their premier game of the generation game, so
Yep.
um, I can see why they would realistically this should underperform, man. Let's keep it all the way real, man. Um, but you know that shit like that shit happens. You know, sometimes you expect something to do a certain volume, and then day comes and it don't do that volume.
Yeah,
Ain't
but
really
why
nothing you can do about it.
Starfield sold that little? I mean, that was a big
I
game.
don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? People, maybe the people that wanted to play it went out and bought an Xbox or a PC or whatever, and they played it there, and it wasn't hitting as hard as they thought it was gonna hit,
I
and they
did.
put that bitch down.
I bought a Xbox
Well,
because of it.
yeah, so maybe they already played it and it wasn't shit, so they weren't interested in double dipping probably. You know what I mean? That could be a reason. Um, because I mean, I feel like it's more than enough information about the game to where you're not just jumping out there taking a risk and not knowing what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
also, another thing too, sorry to cut you off,
no, you
is
good.
there's been so many videos over the last couple years just talking about how mid Starfield is, right? The whole loading, like there's just so many issues that the game had at the beginning, and I think it really crushed the momentum for that game. And I think when somebody Googles Starfield, they're gonna see more videos of Starfield on the Xbox and how poor it was back then versus whatever
Hmm.
upgrades and updates they did now on the PS5. What do you guys think about that, RPG?
I'm in full agreement with you and Henry on this thing. Is there a bigger Bethesda fan base on the PlayStation than compared to Xbox? Yes. But the game is old. It's what, 3 to 4 years old at this point when it launched on the PS5.
Hey, Forza
Anybody
was
that
old.
was
Forza was old
Forza
too.
was old, but Forza was solid when it dropped.
That's true.
Starfield was not.
Yep.
Anybody who wanted to buy or who wanted to play Starfield really wanted to play Starfield day one went out and got a PC or they got an Xbox Series X. That's where they played the game. Let's fast forward to 3 to 4 years from that point. Oh, it's now out on my PlayStation. Oh, well, now it's out on PlayStation. I never played it before. Now I have 3 to 4 years of videos and history to watch and read. Is it worth my time?
Yeah.
No, it's not. And then when it comes out on your PlayStation, you get 20 hours in and it starts to glitch out and crash on your system. Where's that feel for you?
So what do you guys think this means for the next upcoming games like E-Day and Fable, which we're going to get into as our last thing? What do you guys think about those games? Do you think those games are in danger of selling less, or do you think if they release day and date on PlayStation, they'll have the same chance of success as they would on Xbox?
I think as long as they're, sound games and they're delivering on the quality and it's close enough, because I think the only one that's going to be not day and date is Forza, if I'm not mistaken.
We
Yeah,
don't
day and date.
we don't
Day and
know
date's
this.
been pushed to fall.
No, it had. Well,
Well,
it's
not
it's
day and
been
date,
fall. It's been
yeah,
fall the whole time. They just never
yeah.
said anything about day and date on anything.
Oh, I thought they explicitly said that Forza was going to come
Oh,
later.
Forza? Yes, I
Yeah.
thought you
Yeah.
said Fable. Never mind. Yeah,
No,
Fable
Forza
is
is
fall.
going to go to fall, and then Fable is yet to be determined. But I don't even think Fable's going to drop 2026. I'm still holding to that.
And I'm glad you
Uh,
said that shit. Oh, I'm
oh,
sorry,
shit.
Henry. Finish up, Henry.
No, go. No, but yeah, I think as long as it's sound and it's ultimately a good game, I think it'll move numbers still. Now, how much do I think it's gonna do like fucking God of War type? Hell no, I don't think it's gonna do them type of numbers, but I think they'll sell more than Starfield for sure. I think they at least do 2 to 3 million.
Yeah.
What did Forza 5 drop sales wise on PlayStation?
Oh,
Was
they did
around
a
the
few
5
million.
mil mark?
Yeah, they did a few million.
I believe that Forza 6 will hit those same numbers, if not better.
Only if they market it correctly. I feel like I will do good numbers, but I feel like if they go on a marketing campaign, like how, because Xbox have been poor with marketing with their games, but if they do on good marketing, I think Forza's got the capability of selling 10 to 15 million. It's a racing game, man, and those kind of games do really well, man. Look at just Forza on Xbox itself is one of the best selling games over there. But anything else you guys have to say before we move on to Fable?
No.
I've said my piece.
Yeah, I think Forza's going to do good.
Yeah, so do I. Fable, for the last couple weeks, man, the internet has been saying Fable's getting delayed. And all this is coming from fucking social media people. But
Of course.
here we have Fable development studio Playground Studios is pushing back against the recent reports that the game is getting delayed, potentially as late of 2027. Fans have been waiting for a long time for a new entry. I'm reading right now, but FYI, guys, this is from Game Rant.
Okay.
In the Fable
God.
series, with this recent entry having been announced all the way back in 2020, thankfully, Playground Games appears to have been making steady progress, as the developer confirmed an autumn 2026 release earlier this year during the Xbox development event. However, recent rumors have started to put that the launch window into doubt. Game Mess host Jeff Grubb recently indicated that he heard from sources that Fable has been pushed internally, though the studio was still working to release the game in 2026. So check this out. Jeff Grubb said he heard from somebody in the studio that the game was delayed internally, but yet they were still pushing to release in 2026. What kind of leak is that? Hey, they're going to delay it, but they're still working on pushing it to 2026. Why even say anything? If they're still working on pushing it to 2020 or putting it in 2026, why even say that it's delayed internally? Like, it's just whatever. Continuing on. Potentially in December before the end of the year. Another potential sticking point is the eventual launch of GTA 6 by Rockstar Games, currently slated to arrive November 19th. Though many are anticipating a potential delay there as well. Whatever the case, studios are struggling to find a good time to launch games as they also attempt to avoid the GTA 6 release window. Here is a post by Yo Hoodie where he says, really looking forward to Fable. Smiley face, fire, 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 at Fable, pound Fable, Fable the game, Xbox, Xbox. Fable then comments and says, excited to welcome you back to Albion in autumn 2026. Now, I also on my Discord shared a similar response. Immediately after the Jeff Grubb shit, like 2 weeks later, somebody wrote something about Fable, can't look forward to it. Similar situation to this post right here. And Fable once again went out there and said, can't wait, autumn 2026. So we have one developer who is publicly pushing back on the narrative that is being delayed, but yet Jeff Grubb said it's going to get delayed, so there Jeff Grubb is right and the game's going to get delayed. My thing is, I don't care really if the game is getting delayed or not. Yes, it's a game I'm interested in playing, and I'm going to probably play day one. But if it's going to get delayed, it's going to get delayed. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It'll kind of suck because you're looking forward to it, whatever. But shit happens. My problem is these fucking people like Jeff Grubb constantly putting shit out there, and he's been proven wrong so many fucking times. Like, he's not even consistent. I don't even know where the fuck he get his credentials from. I really don't. Like, what does he even do? Is he a journalist? Like, what is Jeff Grubb? Like, I just see him as some dude who knows some people and yet therefore is on podcasts and shit. Am I right? Or what? Like, what does he do?
Twat.
Yeah, he was. I think he's claiming he was right about like some showcase lineup like hella long ago. Like he was right
come
about
on, man.
The one thing he was right about. And since then he just been, you know, I mean, that's why I always say he
he's
like
been wrong
like
9 chances out of 10.
He wrong. He consistently wrong. That's what he consistently being wrong.
All right, so let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys this question then. Is Fable saying see you in autumn 2026 because they don't want to admit the game is getting delayed yet? Or are they for real think the game will be releasing in autumn 2026?
I think if they had a notion of it was going to be delayed, they just wouldn't have said nothing at all, and then
announce it.
Yeah, and then that's what I believe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Of course, you know, is it possible? It could. Yes, it's possible. The chances ain't zero, but I don't think it's gonna get delayed. I think it's still dropping this year, and you know, Jeff Grubb just jumping out the window for an opportunity for some attention. Because, like I said, he get just as much attention for being wrong as if he would have been right. So they don't really care as long as they're in the limelight.
Yeah. I think that if Fable needs to get delayed because of the release date of GTA 6, then they need to just say that. And I think that people will be extremely understanding about it. I think people will be like, okay, you're honest with us. We understand. GTA 6 is coming out October. I mean, it's not going to come out sooner, but I'm just using it as an example. Fine, you'll come out in December or whatever the case may be. But RPG, what do you think, man?
Man, I don't know. I think it needs to be. I think it needs to be delayed till 2027.
Why?
Better chances, because when we look at the end of this year,
we don't have nothing for the end of the year.
Well, we have GTA 6.
Well, besides GTA 6,
that is still stated until we are told different.
That is November.
Yeah, and we have Call of Duty.
That, you know, Call of Duty, bro. That never avoids. Yeah. No game avoids Call of Duty. The Call of Duty people are Call of Duty people. There's nothing you can.
Yeah, we have Wolverine.
That's September.
Yep. We don't have anything in December, as I remember. No, nothing big in December. So if they want to drop in December, they can drop towards the mid to end of December if they want.
It's autumn. December is Christmas. It's holidays. It's winter. Yeah. I mean, I think the game will be out in October.
I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
Let's go on a wild ride here. And this is all just speculation. This is all just what theory. Summer Games Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Drop it 2 weeks after Summer Games Fest. Just do a surprise drop. Drop Fable.
That summer.
Yeah, do it. Surprise everybody. Drop it before any of this other shit gets out.
How do we know Gears won't come out there?
Gears, I don't know for certain, but Gears is stated for the same fall period
No,
area.
they didn't say. They just said 2026. No.
Yeah, so 2026. That's between here and December 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So do a surprise drop. Hey, it's going to be available in 2 weeks.
Yeah, they can
That
do
would
that. I think.
that would be my best chance for Fable. If it doesn't drop between here and August, then it's either going to come out sometime in December, like mid December to end of December, or it's going to drop 2027.
But they're telling us it's autumn. So why would you say December or 2027 if they're telling us autumn?
It's also Microsoft, and I don't trust anything that Microsoft says.
But Microsoft will normally tell us 4 to 6 months before the game's supposed to come out if they're going to delay it.
Yeah,
They
well,
never wait till the month of. And if they do, it's like a
Microsoft
delay of
also
2 weeks or something like that.
Microsoft also waited till the last second to tell us whether or not Starfield was going to be 30 FPS or not.
Yeah, but that's different than a delay.
It's different than a
Crimson Desert did the
but
same shit for performance on the console.
yep.
The reason I'm pushing back is because I'm just looking at what Xbox has done over this console generation in specific, and they've never delayed a game the month of or 2 months before. It's always been 4 to 6 months. The shit that they withheld information from is shit that everybody withholds information from. Performance, any issues the game's having. They'll have you post the review the day of or the day after, shit like that. But I just think instead of listening to these social media guys, the developer themselves have said it multiple times. We'll see you in fall 2026. I just don't see why speculate outside of that when they've confirmed it multiple times. Now, a game like Gears, I take a different approach because we haven't heard anything from them since they announced it 2 years ago or whenever it was, a year ago, 2 years ago. So them saying 2026, I can see that one moving. Like if anything's going to get delayed, I would say Gears of War will get delayed more than Fable would. But they did tell us that they have a 30-minute showcase for Gears this summer, which a lot of people are looking forward to. And that also leads me to believe some of your theory, because I think that they may do a day and date release on Gears, and I actually think that makes the most sense. I think that
drop that bitch.
Yes, I think that the Gears IP has lost a lot of momentum, and we saw that with the Reloaded on PlayStation, where it only did a
We got to go
million.
back to the OG days.
So I think that that's the game that is more than likely to do a date and date. I think Fable, one, is going to be a much more expensive and ambitious project. I think it's something that the Xbox fan base has been waiting for a very long time, and something that they've also taken their time marketing. Not only did they announce Fable like 3 years ago, but they've also made a ton of changes based on the criticisms of the gamers, such as building your own character, which was a big one. But they've also consistently given us update by putting it in the developer direct, by them being active on social media, and by confirming that it's still going to be autumn 2026. Where Gears, on the other hand, we've only heard two things from them. One is when it got announced, and two, that there's going to be a 30-minute spot on the Xbox showcase this summer. That's it. Am I tripping, or does my information sound logical here?
I'm still holding to my thing. I've got a little tiny bet with Lord Metroid.
Yeah, you bet with me too. What was it,
I
20
bet with you guys
bucks?
too, both of you guys. So if I lose, I owe you 20 and I owe Lord Metroid 20.
Yeah, but aside from the money
Damn.
part,
Yeah,
why? But why? Like, you
I
haven't
just
given me any reasoning.
it's an eternal feeling. I feel it's gonna go to 2027.
He filled it in
Henry.
his scrotum sack,
I think
bro.
the back end of 2026 is too full for.
But it's not too full. That's what I understand. What you mean too full?
I feel it's too full.
You got one game each month at best that are big games at best because we still don't
But
really
you're
have
not.
anything for October. When's Phantom Blade coming? August?
Phantom Blade is coming 6 days within Wolverine.
Exactly. So if Phantom Blade and Wolverine are coming out within a week of each other, you're telling me that Fable now has to be on its own fucking quarter? Come on, bro. It
Yeah.
doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And I guarantee you the marketing for Phantom Blade is triple of whatever Fable is. Because these motherfuckers have been fucking promoting this fucking game for 10 years now, it feels like.
The,
Henry,
the only thing that might
and they're
you
both
know
fucking Sony like marketed games, Wolverine
yeah,
and
and
fucking Phantom Blade.
that's where I'm getting at is like the only thing that might survive this is Fable is it's an Xbox PC only game
No.
for now at launch.
Bro, that game's gonna come out everywhere October 2026.
Yeah.
Man.
Quote
It
it,
might.
highlight it. And look, I may be wrong, but I just like I've given you examples and real data on why I don't think the game will be pushed to 2027, and all you're telling me is I feel it in my nipple.
I do feel it in my nipple, both of them.
Henry, what do you say? What do you think? Now that you've listened to me, you've listened to RPG chat, don't fall asleep on me. I know we're wrapping up here, but what do you guys think? Are you taking
Uh,
RPG's take or are you taking mine? Or you have your own? Let me know in the chat, please. Henry,
Put it in the chat,
drop
2026 or
it.
2027.
Yeah, drop that.
Henry, come on.
I kind of laid out what I thought inside of Discord
No,
a
you
couple
didn't.
days ago.
Say it right now.
Yeah, I did.
Say it right now. We're
Hold
here
on.
now. You be bullshitting, bro. You don't even want to tell me if you died a couple times. By the way, I killed that boss you were talking about first try.
Yeah, I
First
died a
try.
couple. I told you why I died.
Nah. My question to you wasn't that fucking clearing that shit. How many times did you die doing that one?
Hey, bro, listen.
How many times?
We talking about Fable, bro.
Was it more or less?
How many
Listen.
times did you get your shit pushed in?
Yes. I died twice, and this mother like, you got to shorten up your fucking hack. Just do a quick hack. And I'm trying to find
do it
out
quick.
how I did. But I'm saying, how many times did you die in that moment?
I died one time.
One time? Okay, pretty good. I was just the only reason I asked is because I was trying to gauge how much I sucked. Did I suck that bad, or was I like on par with what people are doing?
And then plus, you were streaming. It wasn't like you was just locked in by yourself. You know what I mean? You probably wouldn't have died if you was by yourself.
Well, finally, we got an answer out of Henry after fucking 37 hours.
Now you're giving excuses.
Exactly. Anyway, Henry, what were you saying about Fable? That you laid out on Discord.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly
Supposedly.
what I said, but I said something along the lines. Man, RPG scene in hell, fuck it.
What the fuck to see shit?
Where? Wow.
Come on, spit it out.
Discord.
Spit it out.
Yeah, I think it'll come because the PC people, it's gonna be on Game Pass, and the PC people ain't gonna get to play GTA anyway. You know what I mean? So they gonna need something to play. So they gonna be playing Fable, and Xbox guys, it's gonna be on Game Pass. They gonna at least try it out. You know. So that portion right there, plus you can have multiple big games drop in the month, like we see right now. Like we playing Pragmata right now. In
what up, Kivankly?
A couple weeks we'll be playing
Sorrows.
So you as long as you got like I say like a good a week and a half, 2 weeks in between.
Yep.
I think you good to go. I don't think it gotta be like one per quarter unless you the same publisher, right? Of course you don't want to drop two of the games you publish in like back to back, like right in the same month or something.
PlayStation is.
Yeah, PlayStation is.
Well, fuck. Let me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I think Xbox would be fine because they don't have nothing to compete with itself with in that time period. I don't think.
Bro, Xbox went from releasing no games for the first 3 years to releasing everything in a year and a half. Like that's why I'm saying like I just don't think they're gonna delay shit. especially
Yeah,
with
nah, they
Fable.
not. Cause and it is a big game, and people want to play it.
I
They
want to
need to
play
Yeah,
it.
add they done
yeah,
added
but they're gonna
the
blow their
character
entire load in
customization.
2026 and then have nothing for 2027.
But we don't know that because they got Clockwork Revolution. I mean, they got some things they still have in their back pocket.
And they
Yeah.
still got stuff that they got marketing deals with. Don't they
Ca-
got marketing deal with Judas?
Yeah, still got no, I don't know about that one, but Kavankli, the
Oh,
game is fire. Henry says it's fire. A lot of the chat that's played it is saying this game is fucking fire, bro. So good.
State of
Get it.
Decay 3.
State of
Bye.
Decay 3. Yeah, the one that they just started making.
Yeah, the one they started making 2 fucking years ago, but
Yeah.
they've been advertising for 6 fucking years.
I tried to sign up for the beta, but it wouldn't let me. Early access
Nah,
or
they
whatever it
ain't gonna
was.
let you. Cause they seen how you did for loop. They ain't gonna
Man,
allow you to
fuck
do that
for loop,
state of
weak
decay.
ass game.
Wow,
Nah,
bro.
for loop ain't weak. It's just for me to even play that bitch.
They got your high guard beta details.
Yeah, but
Wow.
chat, let me know,
Shout out
man.
high
Do you
guard.
think Fable will
RP high
get
guard.
delayed to 2027, or do you think it'll be out 2026? I laid it out for you guys of why it's 2026. I'm just like really confused. If you heard me lay out all that information and you still don't see where I'm coming from, I just don't understand what's wrong with you. I think you're wrong. I think you're like retarded. RPG, I'm sorry, but I think you're retarded. But either way, maybe
Hey,
I'm just saying that because I
I'll
want the $20. But I really think with the data I said,
I'll wear my Tism cat all the way until launch date.
hey, and I'm not acting like I'm not retarded my damn self because I mean I got my own problems. But
I'll spin my little helicopter on top of my hat
with
all the
the
way until
tinfoil,
December. Yep, all the way until December 31st, and then when January 1st, I'll pull out my hand and I'll be accepting the cash in my hand.
That
yeah, I
shit
don't
gonna
know,
be
man.
crazy. Pop up. You pop up on X tomorrow morning, and then damn, that Fable account hit y'all with the. Unfortunately, we made the difficult
Yeah,
decision.
fucking March 2027.
And that's okay. And look, I won't be mad at that. But I'm just saying, with the information we have now, that
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. RPG is saying that because of a feeling he has, not because of any data. And look, I know where he's coming from, right? Because he has experience with Xbox and he knows how Microsoft is. But we also have to take a look at the bigger picture. And the reality is that they introduced this game to us a couple of years ago. They've been consistent with their updates. They've even changed shit that players wanted to be changed. Right? They're making a good step forward into making this game what as best as they can. And they're
And nothing against Fable, they have a lot of Fable built.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I think a lot, probably even 95% of this game is built and ready to go.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if it doesn't drop in 2026, it should drop in 2026 because of how much of this fucking game is built and ready to go.
And
I just
also
My thing
not
is timing.
not everything is for everybody. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, we
Yep.
got Pragmata, we got Mouse PI, we got
Yep.
Crimson Desert. I
We
didn't fuck
got
with Crimson Desert. I'm
we got
waiting for the
replaced.
replace. I'm waiting for the physical copy of Mouse PI. So Pragmata landed right in my lap. And then the next one will be Sorrows, right? But yeah, I just don't think I've never been a fan of this. A game is coming out this month, so therefore everybody's got to get the fuck out of the way. That game is not going to sell 10 million copies in a month. People, not everybody who wants to play the game is going to go out and buy the game. Some people are just going to wait. There's so many. Remember, casuals are the majority of gamers. Casuals only buy 1 to 3 games per year. So why would you adjust your date for them? You
Yep.
don't.
1.75%.
What you do is you avoid the really big games by a couple weeks, and that's the best you can do. And that's it. And keep it fucking moving. So that's another reason why I don't believe this whole Fable shit is gonna get delayed because of Call of Duty or GTA. It's like, no, the game will be out before GTA. And I think October is the perfect fucking month. We don't have many big name games coming out in October.
Where's E-Day gonna drop?
Well, E-Day, that's why I was saying E-Day, they announced it, and all we'd heard from them is that they have a 30-minute thing on the showcase this summer. That's it. So anybody who puts E-Day as more of a sure thing in 2026 versus Fable, that's crazy to me. When we have Fable developers telling people we'll see you in autumn, even past the delay rumors. But what do we
So,
have?
so you
October.
see E-Day getting pushed further than Fable.
Well, as of right now, yes. All they said is 2026. That's it.
I can agree with that because we have seen more gameplay and more trailers of Fable versus E-Day.
Absolute, way more. It's
So,
not
so
even. We haven't
I
seen
I
anything.
can I can agree with you on that one. We've seen more of Fable than we have seen of E-Day.
I think with
So
E-Day,
if they decide to swap positions and they put Fable in the E-Day spot and they put E-Day in the 2027 slot, I can agree
wait,
with that.
hold on, because I think you're seeing this from what PlayStation would do, and even PlayStation wouldn't do what would do because they're dropping Phantom Blade and Wolverine within a week of each other.
Which
But
is a stupid ass idea.
hey, that's for them to decide. I don't really give a fuck
Uh,
about Phantom Blade. I'll get it when I
it's
get to it. But
it's a stupid ass design.
I honestly think if they're really trying to push for 2026, and this is a conversation from eons ago, people were talking about this the same exact thing. All the games they got coming out, Forza. Remember, Halo CE is still slated for 2026 as well, right? But if, and mind you, I believe Xbox. Not that they're going to release these games on time, but that they are that stupid to release everything that they have announced at the same fucking time, because, like I mentioned earlier, the first 3 years of the Series X, they didn't have shit. And then just in the last year and a half, 2 years, we've gotten everything from them. They've even ported Starfield. They ported Horza, Sea of Thieves. They found time all of a sudden now to port all these games over to PlayStation. So they have the manpower. Remember that. They own a shit ton of studios. They own a shit ton of developers. But I think RPG is correct in one thing. I think E-Day may get a shadow drop during the Summer Game Fest. And I mentioned it earlier already, so I'm repeating myself. And the reason that that is a much more probable thing to happen than Fable getting delayed is because Gears, the popularity of that IP has dropped tremendously, where the popularity for Fable is still very strong. And it's a new game. E-Day's a new game as well. But they haven't mentioned anything outside of here's our CGI trailer, nothing for a year, and then we'll have a 30-minute showcase for E-Day in summer. That's it.
Well,
Fable.
you got the other thing of Halo Campaign Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is that dropping?
Yeah,
It could drop.
yeah.
We still have what, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We still have 8 months in a year. Let's subtract one for fucking GTA. So let's say we got 7 months. We're talking
Yeah,
about three
basically
games
that
in
wipes
7 months.
November.
That's not impossible, guys. I mean, what do we have in May? 007?
Forza May.
Forza May. So let's subtract that. So we got 6 months, 3 games. June, July, August, September, October, December. Those are the
June and
7 months.
July are pretty blank.
So if I think either Halo CE can get shadow drop during that time or Gears E-Day. Maybe they're trying to rework the whole IP and really give us a steam under it. If that's the case, then I think that they can do the 30-minute showcase on summer with release date of December or winter 2026, which means December to March of 2027. So that could be the release date for E-Day, and they can still kind of keep within that 2026 timeframe, right? I mean, it's pushing it, right? Because like, oh no, February is 2027, but you can kind of get away with a little bit by saying, hey, it's still during the winter of 2026. But definitely Fable will be released before GTA, and it will come out this year. And I'm saying this based on what I told you guys already, not because I got a feeling. But E-Day, CE more. It's I don't think that they're banking on making a ton of money on this one. I
No,
think it's
no, I
more to
wouldn't.
just let's port it over to PlayStation type of deal. That's it. I think they've really
It
given up
feels
on
like
Halo.
that. It feels like that Halo campaign evolved. It feels more like the Gears of War Reloaded that they decided
Yeah,
to port over to PlayStation. I don't
exactly.
see it doing big numbers like Forza 5.
hmm So that one, as far as what's it gonna fit, it's irrelevant. They will fit that wherever they
Mm-hmm.
can,
Yep.
wherever they can. But E Day, I think, should be a shadow drop, or if they really want to go the route of hey, let's market the fuck out of this game, it'll be a December drop. And I think that's perfectly fine. If you have Fable October, GTA 6 November, and Halo CE December, that's a good fucking time in between them. That's a good end of the year right there. PlayStation ain't doing nothing else for the rest of the year.
Nope,
Nintendo ain't really doing shit for the rest of the year.
that we know of.
The biggest Nintendo
No,
game we're looking forward
they
to is a third
they
party
dropping
game.
the Switch to OLED end of the year.
No, the fuck they ain't.
Oh, Nintendo will drop that whenever they're done milking the Switch 2, which will be at least a couple more years. But either way, anything else you guys want to bring up before we finish up for the rest of the evening here? We went way over than what I wanted to.
Yeah, I'm officially tapped, boys, but it was a good
Oh,
show. A lot of
Metro!
good topics.
Metro!
Oh
Oh
yeah,
God.
Metro. Shout out to Metro. Cutscenes
Uh,
look good. Gameplay look good.
yeah, Henry, what you think of it?
I'm with it. I'm digging it. It got me excited. It kind of hyped me up to go ahead and knock that third game on out. Next coming this year too. Um, it looked good, bro.
Hey, let
I'm
me
with
know
it.
when you start that third game. I might hop in with you. I love Metro series. I've beaten them multiple times each. What
Yeah,
about you,
bro.
RPG? What you think of it?
I liked what they shown, but I wanted to see more. So it wasn't really like a deep dive look. It was more of a glance of what was going on, what they wanted to show.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see more before I get too involved in what we're gonna get. But I
Mm,
didn't hate anything that we saw. But until that they decide to show more, it's just like it's good concept, but I'm gonna hold off right now. I'm not a big Metroid or Metro guy. I I I own basically all of the games, but I've not really finished any of them because
mm,
the story has not hooked me so far.
I don't
damn.
know how, man. That story's dope. But I do like Metro way more than Stalker any day of the week.
I've not played either Stalker at all,
I
the
just
one
don't
or two.
I don't prefer the Stalker gameplay. It's like survival crafting type of shit. I don't really like that.
Which
Metro
you
is
would think is
similar.
like right up my alley.
I mean, have you given it a shot?
I've not because
Hmm?
it's there's not enough there. What they've shown, there's not enough there to hook me yet.
Well,
So
there's
if
a
they
lot
can't
of
hook
info on
me off the
those.
trailer or and what they've shown me enough to buy, then I'm not interested enough to purchase and try.
Well, I mean, start with the old games. The old games are probably way better, anyways. I mean, I know they are way better because people say they are.
I think I made it like halfway through Metro One, but that's about as far as I've gotten.
Yeah, no, I love Metro. I play them every. It's one of those games that are constantly in my rotation. I love what I saw. It's going darker this time around.
Yep.
Another thing people don't really know is that the metro is a real thing in Russia. They actually have metro lines out there that are that big. They even have private metro systems for the government in the event there's a nuclear bomb. So it's such an interesting thing that they did with that game, that book that gentleman wrote. I forget his name, and they converted it into a game. But yeah, I'm super hyped for it. The fact that it's gonna go darker, I'm like, damn, how much more darker? The game's already fucking dark. You got Nazis,
It
you got communism in that fucking game.
the game does look super fucking dark, like as far as atmosphere.
Oh, it's always been super dark. Yeah.
Like you're gonna if you're in the tunnels, there's no light. It's gonna be pitch fucking dark.
Yep.
So it looks like it's gonna go more for the horror theme than it's gonna go for anything.
Yeah, and that's Metro right there. I mean, I don't want to say they're full on horror games like Resident Evil, but they have what I call realistic horror. where there's no ghost or shit like that.
No,
Even though
but
there's some sort of like a little spiritual kind of thing in there, but it's
it's going to
just,
be more of that anxiety feel.
yeah, we'll see what it does. But yeah, being in the tunnels of the metro, fighting these fucking beasts that have evolutionized because of the nuclear waste.
Yep.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. But either way,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday
Appreciate it.
evening. Hopefully, you got some gaming conversation out of the way for your week. And I want to give a
Sure.
huge shout out to the gentleman on the podcast, Mr. Henry Heck. Where can the people find you at?
Yes, sir. It's just Henry Heck on the YouTubes and inside the Discord. Come through.
Go follow Henry Heck.
Catch me every Tuesday on this gentleman's channel with RPG88 playing something. You know what I mean? We're gonna be playing some Fortnite, Save the World. It
Yep.
sound like. And also
And
catch me every Saturday at 11
Saturday.
a.m. GGR Podcast. Yo boy D boy. Come on.
Yep. Henry drops a podcast every Saturday morning, I should say. That's pre-recorded. It's about an hour long. It's very dope.
Yeah.
He talks about the shit he cares about, and it's very cool to hear his opinion. So go check that out. And then we have RPG88, who's the co-host of the Just Playing live stream on Tuesdays. RPG, where can people find you at?
You can find me on the Discord. That's really the main place to find me. You can I don't really make content on YouTube or Twitter or whatever. But big shout out to Henry because he's been doing his thing on Saturday mornings, which I really enjoy for an hour, hour and a half. I'm there. I might not comment a lot, but I'm there listening every Saturday morning when he decides to drop a video. So
I appreciate it.
Go show that guy some love. Subscribe to his channel. Listen to his stuff, even if it's just an hour out of your day. Throw it in the background. Throw him a like. But that's the biggest thing is you can find me on the Discord. I don't make content on YouTube. I don't make shorts or videos or live streams or anything like that. If you want to get a hold of me, join this channel right here that you're listening on right now and find me in there. If you want to click on my profile and send me a message, that's great, but I'm mostly found in Will's Discord.
There y'all have it, man. Go follow the boy Henry Heck for real. He's the one that gifted me Super Nintendo. So go show him some support and a thank you for hooking the brother up. Otherwise, stay tuned. We'll be back on Tuesday for the Just Playing live stream. Also, we drop our daily or every other day content. And then Sunday next week, Just Playing. I'm sorry, Keep It State of Gaming podcast will be back on. Next week, we have Lord Metroid coming through. It should be a good time because that's when Sorrows will release, and it's going to be interesting to get his opinions on that. Either way, we'll catch you guys later. Keep it gaming.